Welcome to episode 8 of Ragtag Bag of Bastards. I'm Proof of Paradox, and I'm DMing this game of D&D with some friends. These are those friends. Say hi, everyone.
Hi!
Hi.
Hello!
Do I have to?
No, you don't. Yeah, I'm Dox. This is KQ.
Hey everybody, I'm KQ. I'm playing Alezi the Barbarian, who's currently pissed off.
And
Gonna
it's
be
single-digit HP, so it's also
Yes.
awesome. This is Red.
I'm Red. I play Rhodes the Azamar Paladin, and he is covered in at least 3 different kinds of fluid right now.
None of them pleasant. This is Scott.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I play Flynn the half-elf rogue, and he is very, very tired right now.
Indeed. And this is Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee. I play the Oona the Tiefling Bard, and I know she's very, very frustrated right now.
Frustration seems like a pretty natural response to this situation. Speaking of this situation, so last time, the group was delving into a small dungeon hidden in a well in the middle of Leyline City. Who knows how that didn't get discovered at some point beforehand.
It has an address.
Exactly. Like, everything about this doesn't make sense. Anyway, you guys fought a flesh golem. It kind of kicked your ass, but you eventually beat it. Alezi got about as much damage from the golem as she did from the rest of her party.
Not me. Don't drag me into this.
The party hit me first. I just want to state that.
Oh yeah, that's right. It never hit you until we hit
It
you.
never hit me until the party started hitting me.
Yeah, that was fun.
At least there was a really cool goat, right?
Shut up.
Anyway, they beat the flesh golem, and then black lights came on that made them itch, and other things, of course. But the big thing that they know right now is that it made them itch, and it also made their healing less effective. They went on, and Rhodes discovered a symbol of Vecna, an ancient and mostly forgotten god of power, secrets, undeath, and evil. A ghast with some sort of magical powers that have not really been assessed properly at this point, beckoned them forward and set Gregon, the guy that they were supposed to be rescuing, but who apparently has joined this cult, out to totally wreck, and instead that they totally wrecked him, because that's how these things go, because that's how D&D often goes. So, totally overconfident and totally overwhelmed by the rest of the party, Gregon got knocked out. It was a non-lethal takedown, and when we last left the party, they had bound him with some ropes that Alezi keeps, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we left. So, yeah, we pick back up. You have Gregon completely unconscious, bound up. What are you gonna do?
Rhodes is gonna start looking for a way out.
Alezi's gonna look him over for anything he has on his person.
Alright, well...
roll investigation?
Yes. Meanwhile, for Rhodes, you do note that there is another door that is opposite the one that you came in. So if you go straight ahead, there's another door.
And I'm assuming if I just duck my head back in the hallway, I'm going to see the ladder is still closed up.
That is correct.
I got a 16.
Alright. So on Gregon, first of all, there is so it looked like chainmail when you first looked him over, but as you look into it, it's a very ostentatious and not functional set of chainmail that has been completely ruined by the combat, so there's not much left of that. He's got that warhammer, or maul, from the handbook. It's a big dwarven hammer that is only effectively usable with 2 hands. And you also note that he has those bracers I believe I mentioned in the last session. They look like they might be valuable. Aside from that, you find a small pouch of gold.
I thought you were gonna say goat.
Yeah.
No. We're done with the goats. We're done. You find a pouch of gold and small miscellaneous gems, plus some decorative jewelry on him. The whole thing would be worth 75-ish gold.
Okay, so Alezi's going to grab all the gold and the various gems, and she's gonna hold it out to whoever wants to take it.
Dibs.
Right.
Rhodes sees her doing that, but doesn't pay attention. Rhodes is gonna start checking everyone up to see who needs healing.
Right. Well, Alezi definitely looks like she needs healing.
Alright, what do you got, Alezi?
I'm at 6 HP out of 35.
Do you have any healing left?
Me? Yeah, I've still got 4 lay on hands, and I've got 1 spell slot left.
As Rhodes is doing that, Alezi's also gonna nick the bracers.
Alright.
And she's taking his maul with no intention to keep it, but she's the only one that can possibly carry it without, well, Rhodes could, but she's gonna take it just to take it for now.
Okay.
Let me look at cure wounds. I'm trying to see what would be better. Because Alezi has this health, right?
Yes.
I think your wounds is better. How much was all the jewels and stuff worth again?
75 gold.
Okay, so...
I should note, Flynn has even less, but he's just kind of staring off into space right now.
Okay, who has the least fractionally?
I have 4 out of 24.
I've got a healing potion if somebody really wants it.
I have 6 out of 35.
Don't blow the healing potion, because I feel like we might get out soon.
That's not a metagame at all.
No, I mean, it's a door. Like, we just did a big fight in a big chamber.
Yeah. No,
and Rhodes
that's
thinking,
fair. I'm joking. That's totally fair.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I still didn't assess who needs healing more.
Alezi.
Okay, so Alezi gets my cure wounds. So Rhodes is going to walk up to Alezi with his clean face and kiss her on the cheek.
Was Rhodes just looking for an exit?
Yeah, there's a door on the other end of the chamber.
Okay, can I just examine the room then?
Yeah, go for it.
Which investigation? Okay.
5. So Alezi gets 5 points of healing. And then he's going to walk up to Flynn and kind of knead his shoulder a bit and give him 2 points of lay on hands.
Flynn's kind of unresponsive at the moment.
Alright. Rhodes notices it, but then just pats him on the shoulder and walks off. He's busy. And then I gotta give 2 to myself, but I can't figure out how to describe a loving... Do I just touch my dick? Do I just touch my dick?
You could just lay on hands yourself without the display of affection. Is that what?
I mean, you could just kiss your own knuckles. Like, I punched you real good or something.
Rhodes boops his own nose and then realizes he still has poop on his hands and then tries to wipe it off. Alright, I'm officially out of magics.
Okay. And I got a 17 for my investigation roll.
Right. So.
How much healing did you give me, Red? I'm sorry?
Just 2 points. I
Okay.
had to give my health self some.
Alright, so investigating the room, Oona, there's actually not that much immediately that catches your eye, but you note that there are lines on the floor where the black light is still shining on it. So
I thought we broke the black light.
You mostly broke the black light. Like,
Okay.
it's not enough there to really affect you anymore, but there's still little shards of it that are shining down, and you see little lines on the floor. They're the same as the markings that you saw outside in the hallway. You can take a shard of the black light and kind of use it like a makeshift magnifying glass and examine the symbol on the floor. And this is definitely a ritual chamber. There is a very elaborate set of circles and lines on the floor that have some sort of ritualistic property, but you can't really tell what that would be without the correct. It's kind of like a code cipher. There'd be a ritual book that describes what this circle is supposed to summon.
And that's all I see in the room?
Yes.
Can I go ahead and take that shard with me?
Sure.
Cool. What would I call that? Like, one shard of black glass?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you its proper name later, so that will work.
Okay.
Alright, Rhodes is gonna, I guess, speak now. Are we all done here? There's a door on the other end of the chamber, and I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think getting the hell out of here is our priority.
Who wants to carry Gregon?
I got it.
Alright. Is everyone good to walk? I did as much healing as I could, but I'm sort of running on empty now.
Well, once we turn this guy over, we can take a rest.
Alright, so Alezi's just gonna pick the dwarf up.
Alright, while you're carrying him, you will be moving at half speed.
Okay.
But you have, he slows you down, but it's not difficult per se. It's just he's not heavy enough to cause you any problems. It's just carrying a limp body is not, I would imagine.
He's just weirdly shaped.
Anyway, so what next? You've got unconscious Gregon.
Flynn, do you want to try checking for traps before we go out the mysterious door we haven't looked at yet?
What?
You alright there, buddy?
Traps. Look.
Right, sorry. Right. And Flynn's gonna walk to the door and check it for traps.
Alright. You are still exhausted, so disadvantage.
It's investigation, right?
That's right.
Okay. 10.
Alright. Door seems untrapped and unlocked.
Then let's head through the doors.
Alright, so you open the door up, and it's a short hallway that immediately descends into a pool of water.
What?
The water appears to be clear. It's not the brackish water you've seen.
It's clean water. My goodness.
Rose turns to Alezi. Do you think this connects to... Do you think... not the sewers, actually. The
Gotta
river?
be a clean water system around here.
I mean, this is the drain.
When
Still, people have to drink.
Docs, is this the fucking river?
Make a survival.
Docs, when you said it's a hallway that opens up to a pool, is it like a round pool or is it like sloping into water?
It's sloping into water. It's not like a round pool, like a swimming pool. It's like a hallway that seems to have naturally just gone into water as it goes down. It's almost like it's inviting you to walk into.
Wait, so is there a river flowing past it, or is it just a flooded hallway?
It's a flooded hallway.
Oh, then that's just okay. This is just drain shit then.
I want to do an investigation check on the water.
Okay.
I want to know if, like you said, it's clear, but I want to know like how clear. I got a 19.
Yeah, this appears to be.
Is
it's
it like
not,
normal water?
It's river water. You would probably not be wise to actually drink this without like treating it first, but just swimming in it or getting a small mouthful is not going to hurt.
And you said it looks like the hallway just continues on through the water?
Yes.
Rhodes turns towards the group. Who can hold their breath the longest?
Alezi, probably.
Wait, no, actually, what would you roll for holding your breath?
It's based on your constitution.
Oh, okay, then yeah, probably Alezi.
Alezi is the objectively correct answer.
Yeah. So
I think it's like 1 minute for every point that you have of Constitution, or something along those lines.
Rhodes is gonna take what's his fucking name? Gregon?
Gregon.
Yeah.
Gregon.
Yeah.
Alezi.
I was about to say Alezi hands him off to Rhodes.
Yeah. So it's simultaneous.
Yeah.
Battle buddies.
Yay. Alright, so she's walking up to the water. Says, God damn it, and I'm the only one that can't see in the dark.
Oh, and you don't have any magic left, do you?
Oh, it's a cantrip, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of us can cast light on something you have.
Like, I would say everybody should cast light on something, and give her more light.
What's Alezi wearing? What she got?
She's got the maul from Gregon, she's got her battle axe, she's got her shield. You can like, light up her cloak, I guess.
Yeah, I'll cast light on her cloak.
Okay.
Her poor tattered cloak.
Well, I think her cloak is actually fine. I was being, like, melodramatic because it's a magical item, so it's very hard to destroy. At least in the rule book. I don't know what Docs does on magical items and their durability.
Didn't like that.
What?
Is my cloak ruined, Doc?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so, with her cloak all bright and shiny, she's gonna dive into the water.
Alright. So, you swim down, give me an athletics check, and this won't be a difficult one.
Okay, athletic. Oh, good thing it was on the difficult one.
Yeah, that's still plenty. So, you swim through, the water is very cold, but, you also were burned recently, so I don't know, maybe that's helpful at the moment. But still, you're able to swim through. The hallway continues down for a little bit further, and then suddenly ends in natural stonework. Natural stonework is an option. Natural stone. And you look up, and you see sunlight.
Alright, and it seems like everyone could get to this relatively easy.
Yeah, it was like less than 2 minutes to get there. Lugging Gregon along might make it more difficult, but on your own, getting out here.
Alright, so Alezi's gonna come back, and she gets out of the water, taking a breath. She's like, okay guys, about 2 minutes down, there's a way out of here. I think everyone can get to it. Give Gregon back to me. I'll try to swim him over there.
How's he gonna hold his breath?
Rhodes hands him it over and says, where does it lead to?
I don't know, but there's sun,
You didn't check?
Oh, look, I just want to get everybody out of this place
No,
first.
I'm sorry. That's fair. I'm on edge.
How's Shitbird gonna hold his breath, though?
Now we Shitbird? No, he's Shitbird, you're right. I don't have anything for this. Dancing lights ain't gonna help.
I'm guessing my gas mask is not waterproof.
No.
Plus, it was damaged.
It's not damaged, it's just dirty.
It was soaked through and made filthy, but the gas mask is for gases. It's there mainly to hold the herbs to cover up.
Yeah.
Okay, this is dumb, but can I empty a water skin and then put that over his mouth and nose?
I don't think that would work.
It'd be air for a bit.
Well, he's tied up. We could just, wake him up and tell him, you better hold your breath or you're gonna die, sucker.
We don't know what kind of magic this guy has still.
That's true.
To answer your question about the water skin, that would not work. Like, you just get water in the water skin once you dunk him under.
No, not if you have a... I mean, I guess.
You'd have to find some
You'd
way
have
to
to
make
have
it
it
watertight.
Yeah, I have a needle and thread. I could sew his mouth and nose shut.
Are you seriously presenting that as a possibility right now?
No, God no.
Okay.
I just don't want to wake him up. I don't see any other way to do this except waking him up.
I mean, if we take a short rest, we can see if he wakes up on his own.
That would probably be worse.
I'm very uncomfortable staying here any longer than I have to. I don't think I could get any rest down here. I mean, physically sitting down would be rest, but...
I think that would be worse because we don't know when he would wake up. I want to know exactly when he wakes up.
Can I cast firebolts on the water enough times that it all boils away?
Oh my god! Okay, guys, we need to make a decision. Are we gonna wake him up or not?
I don't see any other way of getting him out of here without waking him up.
Could let him drown.
We could always just kill him.
You're that's a good point, actually. But we would not get us paid as much.
We would not, but we would still have a body.
I'm very, very uncomfortable with him.
I'm not.
Flynn, do you have any magic left?
Huh?
Do you have any magic left, Flynn?
Just a couple cantrips.
No. What are they?
Message, minor illusion, mage hand, shocking grasp, and friends.
Oh, friends.
What does friends do?
Basically advantage on charisma checks against him if I use it on him.
That could work.
I will interject that if he is already super fucking pissed at you, for example, after getting hit with a charm person spell, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Can prestidigitation make an air bubble?
No,
that's gonna be up to our DM.
That's gonna be too useful for prestidigitation.
Okay.
Rhodes turns to the group. There's no real law presence in the drain. I was thinking maybe I could swim out and get someone to help subdue him if we wake him up.
I'll just say, if we drag his ass through and he starts to drown, I'm not the one who's going to do mouth to mouth on him.
I mean, that's Rhodes' job, right?
Yes. Haha, funny. Mouth kissing jokes. But I'm also a healer, so it is my job.
I mean, we can risk it.
Rhodes sighs and rubs his temple. Alright. Who's the fastest swimmer, at least?
How do we determine fast swimming?
Athletics.
Alezi has a 6 in athletics. So
got a 1. So
he is probably the fastest as well. So, Alezi's just gonna take Gregon again. And
alright. We just gonna risk it?
Yeah, I don't see any other way. Because I really don't want to wake this guy up.
I just had a thought.
Yes?
What?
Because we obviously obviously we shut the door back behind us, but how were they getting out of here? Because I doubt they swam.
They might have. Or they have teleportation magic. Or
I
whatever
will...
horrible thing they're
saw
going
the guy teleport out, didn't you?
Hold on. Okay, first of all, you saw the guy vanish. Secondly...
That was just one guy.
Yeah, that was just one guy. Secondly, undead don't breathe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is Gregon undead?
No.
Actually, that's an excellent question. Is
we
Gregon
came.
undead?
He came the way we came.
Yeah.
That's how we got there, was following him.
All I heard was no. Is that correct?
Gregon does not appear to be undead of any kind.
Okay.
If he is undead, it's a weird type of undead that breathes and has a heart.
Was Oona saying this out loud?
Yes.
To everybody? Well, okay. I would say Alezi is not in the mindset to listen, so she just rolls her eyes and she continues to get into the water. And she's gonna take a swim with the unconscious guy.
Alright.
Just in case, I'm gonna do Divine Sense, since that tells me the location of undead. It also tells me any places that have been consecrated or desecrated, which I'm assuming is everywhere right now.
I believe you did that last session.
You did.
Did I do Divine Sense?
I
Yes.
believe so.
I did!
Remind me of the range of it.
It is 60 feet.
And what does it get blocked by?
Anything that's not behind total cover.
Okay. You do sense an undead presence nearby.
Rhodes kind of fumbles and starts for a moment and goes, "Wait a minute, guys. There's still undead nearby."
You do not sense desecrated ground. Whatever this is, it is not desecration.
Who cares about one more fucking skeleton?
No,
I just want to get out of here.
Okay, did Alezi see anything in the hallway when she was swimming?
No.
Okay. Then she's gonna just keep going.
I know the location, according to this.
Oh, you do? I thought it was just
Yep.
a presence. The
Nope,
location.
you know the location.
Okay, the location is back in the ritual room where you did the fighting.
Right. Rhodes shakes his head. No, it's back in that other room. It's fine.
Well then let's just keep fucking going!
Agree.
Alright. Alezi's diving, and that is a 20.
Okay,
For
you have
athletics.
disadvantage because you are carrying Gregon.
That's a 15.
That's still plenty. Okay, so even with the dead weight of Gregon, you're able to swim and get out to where you were at before. However, once you're under the water and you've got the shock of the cold water hitting you, Gregon wakes up and he is struggling against you.
Alright.
He's not awake enough to really provide useful resistance until you get out of that hallway. So
Okay.
you
Rhodes
see
is
sunlight
running
above. You've seen sunlight above, and Gregon is struggling against you, trying to get away from
Alright.
Rhodes was gonna fall in after Alezi.
you. Okay, so you see Alezi at the lip of the hallway, out into what appears to be a natural riverbed. You see sunlight filtering down from above, and you see her and Gregon struggling against each other. Alezi seems to have the advantage right now.
Can I assist?
Yes. So you can you can swim up and attempt to grab at Gregon. I would like you to, Rhodes, to make an athletics check to make sure that he can swim well enough to get there in time.
Oona dived in right after Rhodes did.
Okay, you can see all this too. Yeah, no problem.
19.
Yeah, you get up to Alezi and attempt to help her control Gregon. Alezi, I want a athletics check from you. You have advantage thanks to Rhodes' help.
Okay.
Flynn dived in last.
That's a 23.
Yeah, this would be opposed, so. But he'll have disadvantage because he just woke up. I need to remember how to type. Alright, so 20 is still less than 23, so with Rhodes and Alezi working together, you're able to keep Gregon under control as you swim up.
Nice.
Right. Are the others following?
Yes. Can we actually see a way out now? Because we just saw light, right?
Yeah, you see sunlight above, so I assume you're all going to swim towards it?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, so you all swim up towards the sunlight and pop up in the Leyline River. You can see the shore to your right heads back to the drain, and then upward heads into the march, which is the part of town controlled by the Reavers.
Okay, we don't want to go back into the drain.
The Reavers are the paladins, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They're not strictly paladins. They are the generic good guys.
Every
They're
time
the
you say
supplement army.
every time you say Reavers, I keep thinking of the Reavers from Firefly, and I'm like, no, don't go that
Same.
way.
I'm like, I think of just like generic Reavers in general as a class. It's not really like a good person aligned thing.
When I originally made that name, I thought it was associated with the act of using a scythe, which is where that name came from. And I am
Heavy
wrong.
Reavers?
I thought Reeve was also a correct way of doing it, and I don't like the way Reaper of Light sounds, so that's what I did.
Fuck, that
I
sounds
was
metal as fuck.
I don't like it, but anyway, I was very wrong, and to this day regret that name, but have not been able to come up with a better one there.
We want to go into the march, because I don't want to take this guy through the drain.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. You guys surface in the river, and you are on the border between River Row, which is a section of town that is dedicated to the shipping things up and down the Leyline River, and the March, which is a military-oriented part of town, controlled by the Reavers, and also with a pretty heavy leyline police presence. So you all struggle on the shore. It seems like Gregon attempted to fill his lungs with water intentionally, but didn't quite make it in time and is now just coughing and sputtering and looking even more pathetic than usual, but not able to actually drown himself. So you guys all get on shore, and immediately there is a man in plate armor. He has a hand on a long sword at his side, but he's rushing forward and goes, "What's happening? Do you need help?"
Yes, we could use assistance, thank you.
Oh, we've gotta take this guy to the police station.
Explain.
We took a job from the police force, someone named Officer Williams. This guy went missing. We were supposed to go search for him. We found him. He attacked us. We're supposed to take him to the police station if we find him.
Alright. How savvy is this guy? Not. He is not.
This is one of the lower Reavers.
So,
I hope to God that this particular Reaver becomes a recurring character, and that's his shtick.
But he doesn't know shit.
Wow. For listeners, he rolled a 1. So, he does not look convinced. He points to you as a group and goes, "Stay right where you are, and you let go of that man."
Ah, shit, come on.
We'll let go of him, but he's dangerous, and we need someone to
Just-
stay guard over him.
Just stay there.
We can do that, but please, could you get somebody in the
He backs up, hand still on his sword, and he pulls out a small stone from his belt and speaks into it. This is a fairly common magic item. It's a sending stone.
or that?
It's basically a walkie-talkie. A what?
What? No, never mind.
I
He's
couldn't
gonna hear you in
understand.
the recording, FYI.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I mumbled really poorly.
I could understand you, and it's on my recording, so...
Oh no! my insubordinance.
Alright, well, there will be implications for that later. Anyway, he speaks into the sending stone, is apparently summoning more guards. So, let's skip ahead a little bit, because there's only one way this is going to go, I think. After waiting for like 2 minutes, a group of more guards come up, and eventually someone in there does not roll a 1 when trying to figure out what's going on, and actually believes your story, and takes all of you to the nearest police department. There is word sent out to bring Officer Williams to you, but they are asking you to stay there so they can get the full story from Officer Williams. Any objections to that?
No.
Nope.
Does it count
Nope.
as a short rest?
Yes, actually.
Yes!
Yeah, you can go. You can take while this is happening. You can take a short rest. I believe you are mostly out of hit dice.
I have 2. I only used 1.
I didn't use any.
I don't think I used any either.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
I think when the one time we took a rest, it was only Flynn who was injured.
Okay, well, never mind then. I guess you guys have plenty of hit dice. While you are waiting, one of the guards casts prestidigitation over all of you because you fucking smell like shit.
No, we went through the river.
Well, we
Luna
would
does that
still
because
smell.
we never got in there.
Alright, so you smell like wet shit. It's still not pleasant, so it's not a shower, but the guards do provide you a little bit of, relief from the foulness that you have been crawling through as you wait.
Rhodes thanks them profusely.
Remind me again how to roll the hit die. It's just the hit straight hit die.
For you, it would be 1d8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Oh, it's plus
That was
con?
what it is.
Yeah, it's plus con.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I got more than I thought. Never mind.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little ditty about Jack and Diane and give everybody an extra 1d6
Yay.
for my Song of Rest. Do I have to? Did we decide if I had to roll it or?
Yeah, you roll it, and everybody gets that healing.
Okay.
Just so we have fewer dice to roll.
All right. Well, everybody got an extra 5.
Hell yeah.
Nobody has any more magic, but we're okay.
Alezi's up to full.
Cool. That's what I was aiming for.
Excellent. Any more dice to roll?
Is this the first time Rhodes has heard Oona play?
Might
Yeah.
be.
No, because I did another Song of Rest for Flynn when we took that short rest.
Yeah.
Oh. I think we were out of it then. So Rhodes is gonna turn to Oona and say, "You play beautiful."
I play okay.
Alright, so about 45 minutes pass while they're desperately trying to get a hold of Williams. And eventually he gets through and she comes in and first of all verifies that she did indeed send you guys on a mission and that she was expecting Gregon, but she does not understand why Gregon was beat within an inch of his life. She and one of the Reavers comes into the room with you guys and asks for an explanation.
This asshole joined some weird ass murder cult.
Nope.
He was down there with undead. The undead told him to attack us. And he did.
Rhodes tries to shut the group. Officer Williams, this is very dangerous stuff that we encountered in the drain. Is there somewhere more secure we can talk?
Well, we're in a police department.
Yeah, but are we like in the hallway or?
You'd be in like a side room.
Okay, that's fine. Then
This
you
is
didn't
not
say
an this is not, sorry, I meant to make that clearer. This is not an interrogation room, but it is like a waiting room sort of thing, and there's no one else in.
There's not Gregon somewhere else, right?
Gregon is somewhere else, yes. He would be taken to somewhere to get medical.
Cool. Alright. Then I didn't ask to be taken somewhere else. Then
Okay.
Rhodes just says, wait, who else is here with Williams?
One other Reaver whose name you do not know. It is not the guy who got you out of the river.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but this is a older guy, maybe in his late 40s, early 50s. Short gray hair, tan skin, broad build, and he's got a spear and shield.
I can't remember. Do they display their rank somehow?
Actually, yes, they would have their rank on their emblazoned on their tabards. So this guy is like a lieutenant, not super high rank, but he probably commands a squad of Reavers under his command.
Squad.
I wanna munch.
Squad. Alright, Rhodes leans in and says quietly, Officer Williams, how much do you know about the Elder Gods?
How much does... Do you say that out loud where the Reaver came?
Yes.
Alright, so Williams knows nothing. The Reaver knows a little bit.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, this is obscure lore, so even a fairly someone educated in religion may not know about this. So Williams just gives you a blank, uncomprehending look. The Reaver goes, What do the Elder Gods have to do with this?
Unfortunately, we tracked Gregor's last known location to the tavern and convinced the tavern owner he had gone there to set up a meeting with a contact, someone called the Raincaller. We tracked the address they were supposed to meet with to a well in the drain, where we found a cult base. The cult to Vecna.
Alright, so give me a second. Okay.
I like how Vecna is a separate role.
No,
like
this
you
is
might not
for
know the Elder Gods.
This is for something else.
Oh, never mind.
So I was just going, like, this is peeking behind the screen. This is them rolling to see if they understand a well with an address. But they both actually roll high enough that they understand what that means. So neither of them really respond to that. And also neither of them respond to the name Vecna. It's like, what?
It doesn't really matter. It was just some weird murder cult and they tried to kill us and this is your shitbird back. I don't care what you do with him.
Unfortunately, it does matter.
Williams goes, who is Vecna?
I don't want to draw this out, so I tell her what you told me last session.
Okay. So, Elder God of power, secrets, undeath, and evil.
Yep.
She looks confused. Looks to the Reaver, who shrugs, doesn't seem to understand it any more than she does. But I presume you talked about the ghouls, so she asks, so the one who vanished, what can you tell me of this one?
I'm trying to remember myself. I remember he didn't have normal
He was a ghast, right?
Yeah, although I don't know that, like, you may not be able to immediately tell the difference between a ghast and a
Could I roll for that? I don't know Alezi would know.
Alezi probably wouldn't know, but if you want to, you can roll religion checks.
I might know.
Yeah, because I don't think we did last time, did we?
No, I was trying to get into the fight, so there were no checks rolled there. Alezi knows exactly nothing.
Luna knows 14 worth of nothing.
Like I said before, Rhodes got an 11. He didn't really study undead. It wasn't his paladin path.
Okay.
15. Oh, wait. Same.
Huh.
15.
Okay. Oona and Flynn would be able to have identified him as some kind of ghast, but he also seemed to be casting spells, which is not something ghasts are known.
Oh no.
I think the impetus of Flynn knowing that would be just because he hates undead so much. He's probably read a little bit on certain types.
Yeah, that works.
Thine enemy, yeah.
He was reading scary stories at night.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, Oona and Flynn are able to identify that the guy was a ghast, but he was also casting spells.
So who's gonna speak up?
He was aghast, but it was weird because he could cast spells. But maybe that has something to do with the rain color guy, because we don't know if that was him, right?
Yes.
He wasn't a mummy, so...
What does a mummy have to do with rain color?
Oh.
Rain callers are mummies.
Oh, that's simpler than I was expecting. Okay. I have no idea what to do about this. The retrieval mission was on behalf of Gregon's father, who thought he was in trouble.
Yeah, he didn't know
definitely
what
in trouble.
his kid was getting into. When we were fighting him, we were trying to convince him just to stand down, and he was more scared of this Vecna guy than getting killed.
Okay, this is...
Sounds like your basic cult brainwashing to me.
Is anything about that basic?
This is above my pay grade. Okay, so, first of all, I need to get you your payment for a job well done. I had no idea that it was going to turn into this. She looks to the Reaver.
Maybe we need a little hazard pay.
Is now really the time to speak of that? We'll talk
Look at my face. Look at my face. That's going to stay there forever.
We'll talk about this more when we've made sure that there's not a bigger problem that we have to deal with here. Okay? But this is evidence of... You're saying they had a dungeon built under the city.
Yes.
And we didn't know anything about that.
To be fair, the city doesn't have much official presence in the grain. It's not...
We have enough that we should have known about that.
I agree, but I don't think it's worth beating yourself up over. We know now.
It is worth getting people with more resources than I have involved in this. So
be careful when you guys go down there. There's some kind of black light that will fuck you up.
We don't even know.
And I tell Williams about the buttons and what each of them do.
She nods, and when the buttons come up, she actually pulls out a notepad and starts writing things down.
Not to be pessimistic, but it's entirely possible that I'm sure these two weren't the only agents of Vecna to know about that place. It's entirely possible they could scrub the evidence.
Which is why I need to get to somebody with more pull than I have immediately.
I would watch your prisoner carefully, too.
Of course. Actually, she turns to the Reaver and says, "You should let those who are keeping watch of him know that he may be a danger to himself." The Reaver nods and replies, "I'll go tell him." So she takes a moment to collect her thoughts and is muttering under her breath about, well, she needs this. At the end of it, she says, "Right, take this." And she produces a receipt that has her signature on it. It's basically a check that will allow you to claim your reward. She says, the reward money is set aside in the station at Shadeside. We probably don't have the money for it on hand elsewhere. You're free to pick that up as you see fit, and is there anything else I need to know about what you encountered out there before I let you go?
Did we tell her about the flesh golem?
No.
And now.
Okay, yes. Watch out for the flesh golem, and we missed a door because we weren't dealing with that.
Well, the flesh golem's dead.
It was an undead. I imagine it's probably going to try
No,
and
it
come
wasn't.
back.
It wasn't undead.
It was
Oh,
a construct.
Undead.
I presume that you dismembered it somewhat in the process of destroying.
Officer Williams,
Rhodes
Could
here,
I-
detected.
Flynn,
when everyone's done here, could I maybe have a word with you in private? Just a quick one. Just a
Okay.
quick one.
Fine, we can make that happen.
Yeah, Rhodes here, he detected presence of more undead down there, so whoever goes down there should be prepared for that.
I will make sure that the team knows that. I suspect we can probably borrow grievers who have specialized in combating undead. Anything else?
Alezi's just gonna take the ticket and start walking without the others.
Alezi, and Rhodes is gonna follow after. I'm sorry. Thank you. Turned around.
Go on, Oona. I just want to talk to Williams for a second.
just when you get down there, watch for those lights. There's something where that place is wired somehow. I don't know.
I think Una's the one that realized that it wasn't the light, it was the glass.
Yeah, actually that is true.
So you might want to reword that.
Okay, the lighting in there, there's some kind of glass around it that does something. Just watch for that. If it goes off, you see purple lights, just get rid of the glass.
Okay, good to know. I will let the others know.
And then Oona heads up.
Williams looks to Flynn and goes, "What do you need?"
Well, I told you before that, Gregon used to be a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that that's no longer the case, but, you said that the contract came from his father, and I didn't know his father as well as Gregon. I knew Gregon, but if he's nearby, I'd like to be able to talk to him, if you think I could.
The man values his privacy. I will send a message on to ask if he would be interested in speaking to one of his son's rescuers. I need to think of how to word this. This is a delicate situation, and he is not going to be in a stable state of mind. So we
Tell him a Van Meyer wants to speak with him.
Van Meyer?
Yes.
Okay, I can do that. Very
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah. If he's interested in speaking to you, I'll just tell him. I'll just send you to him. I'm sure he'll figure out a way to arrange that meeting. I apologize. This is really not the highest priority for me right now.
Of course.
I will pass that message on as soon as I can. I suspect that he will be here to speak to his son soon. So I will pass that on then. Is there anything else, Flynn?
No, that's it. Thank you for your time.
All right. Take care. Get some rest. You don't look good.
I don't feel good.
Well, you've earned a break. While that conversation is happening, what are the other?
Alezi is brooding to herself as she is trudging along, and she's not speaking to anyone as she's heading directly back to the tavern.
Rhodes is trying to catch up to her. Alezi, we should wait for Flynn.
It's worth noting that from this part of the march, it would be most practical to catch a bus or a subway to back to Shadeside.
Fuck Flynn, I'm going back to the tavern.
Fine. And Rhodes is going to stop following her and head back.
Head back to Rhodes' temple?
No, to
The police station.
the police station's way.
Okay.
Is Oona still following?
Yeah, she's actually trying to run to catch up.
Okay.
You can catch up pretty easily, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not like trekking it. She's just kind of heavily stomping as she trudges along to the bus
I
station.
thought she was one of those people who, when they're mad, they walk really, really fast because they want to get away from whatever's
I'm
pissing them off.
envisioning something more stompy.
Okay.
She's not stepping fast. She's just stomping.
All right, so
So-
Una's easily able to catch up.
Awesome.
Alezi is not going to acknowledge her in any way.
Alezi,
What?
I'm really sorry about the fire thing.
Yeah, well, next time pay attention to what you're fucking doing.
I'll try. I've got terrible aim.
No shit!
I'm sorry. And Oona just kind of goes quiet after that.
Alezi opens her mouth to say more as she's, like, looking over at her companion, but suddenly she kind of catches herself and stops and bares her teeth down, just grinding her teeth as she continues to move forward. she seems very conflicted with herself right now.
Alright. So, sounds like Alezi and Oona are heading back to the Rainy Day Tavern. Rhodes is heading to the Shadeside Police Station. Where's Flynn going to head up?
Wait, no, I'm not heading to the Shadeside police station. I was heading back to the police station where Flynn was to walk back with him.
Okay, I misunderstood it. I apologize. I'm not sure why I thought that. Okay, so, you head back and find Flynn.
Is he done talking now?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have taken long.
Yeah, so I'm stepping out.
Rhodes is gonna wave. There you are. Alezi didn't want to stop and wait, but I didn't think he'd want to walk back alone.
Actually, I kind of do.
Poor Rhodes.
I'd like to speak with you at some point, though.
Can that wait until tomorrow, please?
Yes, I understand you're in a bad way, but
I need to think, and then I need to sleep.
be safe on the way home.
Thank you. And Flynn starts walking.
Alright, so, Flynn, where's Flynn heading?
Eventually to Shadeside, but he's taking a scenic route.
Okay, gonna walk instead of taking the bus.
Yeah, something like that.
And where is Rhodes heading?
I don't know. I don't know if he thinks he should go back to the tavern with both Flynn and Alezi kind of cold shouldering him. I guess he will, because he didn't say he wasn't going to. He didn't say an official goodbye, so he'll go back to the tavern.
So, it takes a while for all of you to reconvene, but eventually you're all back in the tavern. Not necessarily in the common room, that's up to you guys, but the next point where anything interesting is going to happen is going to be in the tavern.
Alezi's gonna be drinking.
What actually, because I don't think you've talked about what is in the tavern. Like you said, there's a common area, and there's rooms upstairs, and there's a cellar. Is there anything else?
There's a kitchen in back that I don't think that Ben would let you guys into, except for maybe Flynn.
Okay, so it's just those 3 levels and then a kitchen, essentially?
As far as you know, yeah.
Okay. Then Oona's gonna be up in her room, kind of writing.
Okay.
Alezi, came over to the bar and asks for the good stuff. But what good stuff? She doesn't know. She just wants good stuff.
Okay.
I guess Rhodes gets back eventually. I think he takes his time because he doesn't really know what he's doing. Probably went and had dinner or something like that.
Alright. So, what's Flynn up to?
Whenever he gets there, he's just gonna go straight to his room, and he immediately sees the mess that he left there the night before, that he had completely forgot about until this point. And in contrast to that night, he just sits down and sort of silently weeps instead of having a full-blown panic attack. Just silently weeps, and then he falls asleep. And it's like hard sleep.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So,
He's having my freshman college experience.
wow, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Well, we'll deal with that later, I think. For now...
Sound like my therapist.
Oh dear, that's not good. So for now, Rhodes gets back in, and Alezi's the only party member that he sees. It's a Sunday night, and the tavern is not super occupied right now.
Rhodes is gonna gently pull up a stool next to Alezi then, but he's not gonna say anything.
Alezi, doesn't shrug him off, but she's pretty quiet as she's just downing her drink.
Ben comes up to Rhodes and goes, "What you need?"
In life or right now?
Right now.
What's on the menu?
We've got ale, we've got all kinds of wines, we got some spirits, we got water, we got milk, we got fruit juice.
You know what?
Give him whatever you gave me. This stuff is great.
No. Rhodes reaches out. How about just some milk?
Alright, sure.
Still a fucking wuss.
Excuse me?
What?
I actually don't know if Alezi said that out loud.
Oh yeah, she did.
No. Rhodes kind of quietly laughs. There are worse things than wuss.
Yeah,
Ben returns with a bottle of milk, a glass on the side, and the whole thing is very cold.
Hell yeah. Rhodes pours himself a glass. Do I have to roll to see if I'm lactose intolerant?
No.
Okay.
Alezi's gonna turn to him after a moment. She's very quiet when she's talking, which is unusual for her. And she goes, "Sorry, I needed to leave."
There's no need to apologize. You needed some time to de-stress. It was a hard day for all of us. I understand. It's a little bit my job to understand.
I mean, I don't think you know the whole problem, but thanks for being okay anyway.
I can listen.
It's not something I've ever really talked about. I don't think I need to talk. It's nothing.
We could make a trade. I have something that's been nagging at me too. Or you could just listen to them.
No, that's alright. We'll trade. How about you go first?
Alright.
I'm new to this whole sharing and caring thing.
That's fine. I can walk you. I'll hold your hand even. My father died when I was around 9 years old. Oh wait. Does that work out? 1 second, I'm consulting. Yeah, that works out. He was a reaver and sent on a series of pretty intense altercations around that time. Wouldn't tell me what about though. Usually he'd tell me, oh, bandits on this road. Oh, demon mermaids here. That's not a thing. Demon mermaids.
I mean, it could totally be a thing, right?
Maybe. I don't know. And then one day we got a letter at the temple saying he'd been killed in action. He jumped out of bed that morning and gone on his mission and didn't come back. And I found his notes. A cult of Vecna had sprung up near home.
Oh.
That's how I know. My father, presumably, was killed fighting this cult.
Shit, that's rough.
We all lose.
Oh yeah, but, I mean, you're kind of getting into the whole mess. And
it's not ideal that that's what we happen to run into today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you need anything, I mean...
no, please. It's scary.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Who knows how much more involved we're going to be with this. It could just be this one job, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it is, because I don't want to get into this shit,
But on the other hand, it's my duty. If there is an evil murder cult underneath this city, it doesn't squarely fall on my shoulders, but at least part of them.
Well, if I know that you've got to do what you got to do as your job pertains, but if you need someone to watch your back, I mean, I'm already kind of in this. I don't want to get involved, but I guess we are friends or whatever.
Thank you. I've always considered.
It's good to know. She kind of just kind of pats her hand on his back, kind of on his shoulder. Takes another swig of her drink. Says, I guess it's my turn now.
If you'd like. No obligation. I needed somebody to talk to, and I don't really want to talk to my family about this yet.
Right. Mine's not that big of a deal. I don't think anyone will give a shit about mine. I've always had a temper. Way back when. Used to get in a lot of fights. Not particularly with you, but I'm sure you saw some of the effects of my disposition. I was always getting into trouble. I didn't have friends, except for you, I guess. I was always getting into fights, and not making Mom very proud of me. The reason I left wasn't because I wanted to leave, because I thought I had to. I took a job at the City Watch in Northwall.
You did?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I guess it was. I thought I was finally doing something to make Mom proud. It was a respectable job. I did pretty well, but my temper got the best of me. I was getting into fights with my fellow guards, and I eventually got into a squabble I couldn't talk myself out of, and I got kicked out, all because I couldn't control myself.
Rhodes doesn't say anything, but he raises his eyebrows.
I was so ashamed, I left thinking I could start over somewhere else and that I had learned my lesson, and today I realized that I don't have as good of a control over my temper as I thought. That lesson didn't really sink in, and it's just kind of hitting me hard.
I can imagine.
He just nods and takes another drink.
Rhodes takes a sip of his milk. Emotions are hard. Some of us know what we're feeling and don't like it. Some of us can never tell what we're feeling until they overwhelm us.
I was really close to taking things out on people who were supposed to be my allies. I shouldn't have yelled at Oona like I did. I shouldn't have been so angry. But I just had to get out of there.
Well, how about this? I could try helping you with your anger issues if you'd like. We could try to find ways to calm you down, help you think more rationally when things and emotions like that arise. I'm not exactly an expert, but I can try.
I'm not really great with accepting help like that, but if you're willing.
You're my friend, Alezi.
Alezi just gives a solemn nod. If Rhodes is done speaking, Alezi's just gonna keep drinking. She doesn't seem to have any more things to say about the subject.
Rhodes will just hang out too. Maybe chat a bit with Ben.
Alright. Ben would not have anything that interesting to add. He's been kind of on the peripheral of the conversation.
I didn't mean about this conversation, just in general, how's the weather? How's the bar?
Sure, but I'm just saying what he's been doing so far. He's just on the peripheral, listening in case somebody wants to get more drinks or anything, but otherwise keeping to himself.
He knows all our business now.
Indeed.
I'm sure he kinda knew that Alezi had anger issues.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that is a decent spot to skip to the next day, unless somebody has something else they want to bring up.
No, I didn't. That last part was just me stalling in case you were going to interrupt right then and there.
Alright, so sounds like we're good to move forward then. The next day dawns, and...
Are you gonna have us roll con saves?
All of you do need to roll con saves. Oona, I don't think, was ever directly exposed to the bullshit, so I'm going to say she has advantage on this. And Rhodes, you are immune to disease, so you're good.
I was about to say, if this is a disease roll.
How do you do a con check? I've never done one.
It's roll your con save.
Your save is right by your mod.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's nothing next to it, it's just the mod, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alezi
I
is
got
fine.
a 23, so...
Yeah, you're fine.
20 from Flynn.
A 9 for Oona?
Yeah,
That's bullshit.
that's
Oh
still...
no, Oona
that's
gets
still,
cholera.
No, she doesn't. The DC was 8, so she's still fine.
I was like, I didn't even get in it!
That would have been unfortunate. But no, you're fine. You all have... I wouldn't call it peaceful, necessarily, but you have sleep. And so you gain back half your spent hit dice, you get all your spells back, you get all your HP back, and your long rest abilities refresh.
Woo! So happy. I might have my magic.
Once more.
Glad to have my 3 spells back. Wait, is it 3? Yes.
I have 1.
Does anybody have anything particular they want to do today?
Yes. I mean, besides going to go pick up our money.
Of course.
I kept the bracers. Are they just normal bracers?
You would not have the tools to determine that.
Alright, so I need to go get these appraised.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is what Alezi will be doing.
Okay.
I know Rhodes is, when he wakes up, gonna ask one of his friends at the temple to give him a massage. Not anything weird, just a massage.
I mean...
And even if there was something weird, it wouldn't actually be weird.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's not weird. But anyway, yeah, that would not be hard to get. I was about to ask, does Rhodes actually talk about what he went through the previous weekend with anybody at the temple?
I think if anyone asks and says, you look terrible, or what's the brand on your hands, or why do you seem so fucking sad now? I think he'd give them a basic outline, saying, here's, I got hired to work police, I had to do this thing for a bar guy, sucks, but not as much as the next part, which I can't actually talk about because it's confidential.
Alright, so...
I have a question about those brands, because I don't remember, are they actual burned in the hand brands, or are they magical club stamps?
Yeah, they're more like stamps.
Okay.
And he said they'd go away once the favor is complete.
That's right.
Also, Alezi has the ticket to get their treasure. She would tell everyone in the morning that she's gonna go cash that in for anybody if they're...
In the morning? And that's not everyone.
Well, I mean... Rhodes would not be there, but she
I'm
wouldn't
sure.
bring that up the night before, so...
She wouldn't?
No, Alezi wouldn't. She's not thinking about
Alright,
it.
guess...
But
Cool, guess...
she's not gonna, she's not gonna take Rhodes' portion. She would divvy that out for him.
Oh, I know,
But-
it's just now I have nothing to do.
Don't worry, I've got plans.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
So, she would tell Flynn and Oona that she's gonna go cash that in if they want to come along. If not, that's fine. She'll get them their, share later.
Did, Flynn sleep in like usual?
I think Flynn would have actually woken up early because he went to sleep like at 7 in the evening.
Yeah, he went to bed very early.
So for once, he's up with Alezi.
Docs?
What's up?
Who does Rhodes report to? Because I assume he'd need to say, like, hey, this is what happened to me this weekend, and that'd be the person who'd give him this Monday off, too.
So, about that, we're gonna get to it. Okay. So first of all, is anybody going with Alezi?
Flynn
Yes.
is.
Alright, so you guys all, well, let's move this along, actually. Nothing that interesting happens at the police station unless you ask for it.
Alezi would ask if Officer Williams is there at the police station.
So you would get a gnomish desk clerk guard at the police station. He is actually standing on the stool rather than sitting on it as he works at the desk. And so as you mentioned, Williams, as you, I presume, hand him the check, replies, nope, actually Williams is out on business for the rest of the day, as I understand it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just wanted to check in with her, but that's fine.
I can give her a message. I suspect she'll be back tomorrow.
Just tell her that we got our check. I'm sure if she wants to tell us anything, she knows where to find us, so.
Very well. Okay. Here's your gold. He passes you a big bag full of I believe it was 500 gold. Remind me, I forgot to write that down. Okay, yeah, so.
I thought it was 900.
There was a bonus for bringing back Gregon.
Yeah, if he was alive. I thought it was 900 for alive and 500, or 700 for...
Sorry,
dead.
I honestly don't remember what I said. Let's go with 900 then. So, yeah, you get your 900 gold, which is a lot to carry.
Well, we have 3 people, at least.
Alright.
Oh, and wow, it divides evenly. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, it's 100. That divides by 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, then that's all. Like, I am suggesting that you guys take a day of relative normals for youth.
Okay.
I don't expect anything big to happen when Alezi goes to get her bracers appraised.
Alright, yeah.
Where's she going to get her braces appraised?
The same marketplace that Oona and Alezi passed by and got the potion appraised.
Yeah, you could do that with Griselda as well. She casts the identify spell, so you could just go to her for that. But what you would discover is that they are bracers of defense. That is a wondrous item that requires attunement. While wearing these bracers, you gain +2 to AC if you are wearing no armor and using no shield.
Okay.
So that was keeping Gregon relatively difficult to hit, even though he wasn't using a shield.
All right. That would make me an armor class of 18 if I drop my shield and use that.
How? It's the same armor class as shield.
Is it?
Yeah. Shields are +2.
Okay. Never mind. For some reason I thought it was a +1.
No, shields are +2, but you could upgrade to a 2-handed weapon, or you could hand it to one of your allies. Or you could sell it. Selling it would require somebody who has a significant amount of money on hand. Anyway, so that's that item. You can figure out what you want to do with it.
I think everybody else is wearing armor.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, Rhodes.
Yeah, Rhodes is definitely wearing armor.
Oh, and you have to not have armor. That's right.
Yeah.
Bummer.
So I think she's just gonna sell off the mall and the bracers. Find someone that has enough gold to take them.
Is Griselda? Remind me, was Griselda just a potions maker? Was she also an alchemist?
She had alchemy skills. Yes, she was selling alchemical supplies as well as magical potions.
Is there an actual alchemy?
Potions and reagents.
While Alezi is there with her, she's gonna buy 2 potions of healing.
No problem. Go ahead and mark that on the sheet.
That was 50 gold each.
50 gold each, yes.
Yeah. Oh, since we got paid, Oona's also going to go ahead and buy that too.
Okay.
Yeah, and Flynn will buy 2 as well.
Seems practical.
Okay, so Alezi's just looking for someone that'll buy the maul and bracers.
The maul is not that hard, although it has not that hard to find a seller, jackass. Although I will actually take that back, as it has a family crest on it that makes it look like it's stolen goods. So.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, she doesn't know that Flynn is going to see the family.
Yeah, that I request that you do for selling the bracers, make an investigation check, and you can get the others involved in this as well.
I'm gonna do an investigation check, but it's just Rose trying to find his socks.
Y'all might wanna roll, because I have a -1 for this.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh. So Oona finds a seller for.
Indeed. Oona is able to pretty quickly find somebody willing to buy this, and in fact buy it at a decent price, which would be 750 gold.
Alright.
That is considerate.
Yeah. You are reaching enough money that you should start considering how you would actually spend that on more stuff, rather than just healing. Just gonna put that out there. However, this was not meant to be a shopping episode. We could do a shopping episode if that's what you want to do, but I had something else to set up, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Alezi's gonna keep them all for now, because she's the crest, and I think she would realize, because of her background, not to go selling that.
Yeah, she would definitely realize that selling that would be an issue. She might also have a notion that maybe the family would want that back, so something to consider. Let's switch to Rhodes for a moment. So, Rhodes,
hello.
You would be reporting to the High Priestess of the Lover, and now I get to figure out a name for her. Her name is Diana, and
That's cool.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but yeah, sure. Her name is Diana. She is not the High Priest. She is the head of the temple where you work.
Do I have two bosses then? If I, as a paladin of the lover, but also sometimes guard for the mother's temple?
Yes, but that second boss would be your actual mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is she the high priestess?
No, but you're serving as her child, and that there is, the way the structure works out, it is often assumed that if a son of a mother priestess is associated with the mother's temple, then he's going to be handled by her.
Okay. Yep.
Right today, you would be expected to be working with the lovers. So, Diana is an elven woman. Even by elven terms, she is older than your average elf. You're not sure how to actually put a gauge on years for elves, because once they get past like 200, 250, it kind of all blends together. She has light blue hair, and it appears to actually be natural, which is a thing that happens sometimes because magic. She has tan skin and light green eyes. She is currently going to be in a simple toga and wearing a set of bracelets that you've gotten the impression before has some sort of magical properties, but you're not sure what they are. She is always wearing these bracelets. So you report in for duty. I presume you tell her what all went down this couple of days.
Yeah, but I don't tell her the details of who we're supposed to look for exactly, besides just saying noble. And I say there was a cult, but I don't say the details of the name.
Alright. So when you
unless she pushes me.
Yeah, that's where we were about to go. So when you bring up the cult, she asks, "What kind of cult, child?"
How much do you know about elder gods?
Enough.
Have you heard of the name Vecna?
I have.
Unfortunate.
It was the cult of a corpse. Vecna, like all of the elder gods, is no more, and I would not be overly worried about it. I'm going to presume that you have not told her about your father's background.
No.
Yeah. So she just shrugs and says, "Then I'm certain that whatever remains of this cult will be found and brought to justice."
I hope so as well.
Regardless, it sounds like you had quite the trying weekend. Certainly no time of rest as one's dates to oneself is supposed to. I wish I could let you off today, but I do have a need of guards for a ritual that we are going taking part in. There's a very important wedding I'm going to this year. We want to make sure that it's kept safe. So, I will not be able to give you today off, but if you still need rest, I don't have anything pressing that tomorrow, so you could take that yourself and actually spend it on yourself instead of what the police need this time.
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Very well. Come, we should prepare. We want to, but this is a wedding between nobles, and they will expect their guards to look the part. So, I dare say your armor still needs meaning with them.
Oh, Rhodes smiles and laughs again. None taken. I can go make myself spit shine as soon as you want.
Excellent. Well, then let's do this. Alright, so that would be, so the wedding goes off without a hitch. It's mostly a ceremonial role, but, Rhodes is one of the more striking guards of the lover, being an ASMR was rather rare, so they would definitely prefer Rhodes' presence, but he doesn't have to really take part in much, and there's no threat to deal with, so it's an entirely ceremonial thing. So you get through the day fairly unscathed. Anything else that you want to do once you're done?
Should probably check in with my mom.
Do you want to actually play that out, or?
If you want, yeah, we can.
I actually don't have anything major going on with her, so, although actually when you bring up that, okay, so when you go to her, I presume you're telling her about the weekend's events?
Yeah.
Alright, do you tell her about Vecna?
I think I do. Yeah.
Alright.
I don't really keep secrets from my mom.
Okay, so...
He's not like a mama's boy, but, he loves his mom. They have a good relationship.
I totally understand that. So, here's the thing. Getting time with your mother is difficult.
Yeah.
She has a whole lot of children to take care of, and then grandchildren, and then the duties of being a priestess. But somehow she manages to get you, 30 minutes to talk about it, because she could definitely tell that something's got you messed up. And as soon as Vecna comes up in the conversation, her expression darkens. And she replies, well, let me figure out her voice. Give me a second. Well, why? Surely you're not going to pursue this, are you? Please, my son, stay away from that.
I would prefer not to, but if asked, I can't say no, per se. It's part of my duty to protect people, and there really is a cult of Vecna. They need to be destroyed.
Child, we've already lost enough to that cult.
I know.
No one would no one would think ill of you for leaving that duty to someone else. There are many warriors in this land.
I'm never going to prove myself if I sit around guarding a temple, Mother.
But do you have to prove yourself against that?
No, I don't. And it's a possibility that this could come up again. As far as I know, this is their only known hideout, and it was just a blip.
I pray you're right. Please be careful, and if you don't don't get involved in this. Please.
Mother, what would you have me?
She sighs and just says, I don't know, dear, but not this.
Do you trust me to stay safe?
Yes.
Then I will.
Okay, that's all I want.
Rhodes is gonna pick up little Faraz. Faraz is one of Rhodes' half-brother. He's 1 year old.
Alright. Anything more to do there?
Nah.
Alright, so you spend some time, playing with your infant brother, and then we move on to the evening, I think. So the other three, what did you guys have going on?
Oona went to go find an alchemist to find out more about that shard she picked up.
Okay. You can do that with Griselda.
Mm-hmm.
So you present it to her, I guess?
Yeah.
Since you've already been buying stuff from her, she'll agree to appraise it, for free, as long as you're not asking for, magical appraisal. And as soon as you present her the shard of glass, her eyes light up with recognition. She goes, oh yeah, I know what this is. This is, a piece of ebon glass. So, do you understand the concepts of positive and negative energy, dear?
Positive is life and negative is death?
A little
Question.
oversimplified, but that's close enough. So, in places of high concentration of magical turmoil, you can actually find positive and negative energy separate from living or undead creatures. And in certain cases, it can get mixed into the soil or the sand. And as you hopefully know, glass is made from sand. So if you make glass that's negative energy, and she indicates the shard of glass that
Okay.
this is not usually used that often. In small quantities, the counterpoint ivory glass can be used to help with healing or promote a sense of wellness. You might sometimes see ivory glass lanterns used in temples, for example, to promote a feeling of peace and meditation among worship. This is used by less wholesome sorts. It inhibits healing, promotes disease, and emboldens undead. All you have to do is shine a mundane light through it, and it'll have its effects.
Is there anything could it reveal anything?
Yes, actually. This is an unusual use, but there is a sort of ink one can make by mixing ink with positive energy. And if you use this ink on most surfaces, it won't leave an obvious mark once it's dried. However, if you shine light through ebon glass, the positive energy of the ink and the negative energy infused in the glass will cancel it, and you'll actually see the markings that were left from the previous ink on whatever surface you're examining.
So it's like invisible ink?
Yeah, a sort.
Oona, you have the emeralds.
Yes. I took all the jewels and stuff. Thank you, Griselda. Do you think there's any place that I could find out where this came from?
Short of a diviner, I don't think so.
Short of where?
A diviner.
Diviner, okay. Alright, well, thank you, Griselda.
Of course, anytime. Thank you for your business.
Alright, and then that was all I did today.
Alright.
Alezi's gonna go work her job as a bouncer that evening, if nothing stops her.
Alright. Yeah, let's move on into evening. So, Alezi's bouncing. What about the rest of you?
Did Scott, did Flynn do anything today?
He's pretty much just been thinking and trying to find a time when he could speak to each of the people in private, but that hasn't come up yet. So,
throughout the day, if you guys want to make that happen, I'd say we can.
No, I'm going to say it hasn't happened yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Flynn's not quite sure the words he wants to say yet either. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
There are many things that I would like to say to you.
Okay, we're done. We're done. I will mute you.
He will do it.
I'm already kind of muted.
But yeah, Flynn goes to wait tables.
Okay.
Then Oona will go ahead and play a little music. Get some of that nice, sweet, sweet gold.
Excellent. Rhodes, what are you doing? Hint.
Am I done with all my duties for the day?
Yes.
Then I'll probably go rejoin my friends at the bar.
Cool. That is totally not what I was wanting you to do or anything like that.
We totally did have a conversation about this before we said these words.
No, we didn't. Cool. So, you all have your regular normal days, give or take, making a lot of money, like actually an obscene amount of money for what you guys would be, for what a regular person would see for one day. So,
yeah, I think we deserve it.
I think so. Alright, so, comes the evening, and everybody has reconvened back at Ben's Tavern. And it's a Monday night, so you get a decent crowd.
Is it karaoke night?
No, because karaoke's not a thing. Shut up.
What's the point of this world, then?
For you guys to dick around and eat pizza, I guess? I don't know.
Red actually asked me that exact same question when I said Indiana Jones doesn't exist in my comic world.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Alright.
When Rhodes gets there, Alezi immediately waves him over to give him his portion of the reward.
Oh, cool. He's gonna be kind of bashful about taking it, though. It's a lot of money. How much is it? I didn't actually pay attention.
You'll get
$225, yeah.
Howard, don't forget the money for the bracers that you sold.
Oh, I assumed Alezi just kept that since she's the one who picked them up.
Alezi totally kept it.
Okay.
she's mad at us.
That you know what? That's fair.
She doesn't have a reason to be mad at Rhodes, but alright.
Anyway.
And she hasn't talked to Flynn yet, so she still has them all.
Okay. So Flynn, no word from William yet, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it would take more than a day.
Yeah. So you guys up to anything unusual before we get into the events that totally I haven't already planned out or anything?
You know I want to roll performance.
Of course.
Are we all downstairs? Like, hanging out?
I would presume so.
Rhodes still wants to talk to Flynn.
Alezi and Flynn are still working, I think, so.
Oh.
I'm sure
Maybe
you
that's
can
for the
catch
best.
him on break.
No, it's not a break conversation.
Alright, so.
You have me roll charisma for waiting tables, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I finally rolled higher than a 9.
I don't think Alezi has to roll anything for standing guard except for maybe perception.
At this point, I'm just going to say no, you don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
Alright. So, Oona, you do a decent, you put on a good performance this night. Going to say you gather up, it's not as big a crowd as the previous time you rolled for this. So you only end up with an additional 2 silver, and
I rolled better than I have ever before.
Right, but you're playing to a smaller audience.
Damn it!
But this might end up being important anyway. Not foreshadowing anything or anything. But meanwhile, Flynn, again, it's a smaller crowd tonight, and so taking and that 2 gold is already taking off the cost of living. So it would have you would have gotten more than the 2 silver for tips, but then you have to pay for food and your room and all that.
Did you hear me when I said I tipped Oona 3 gold?
I did not. Alright, so Oona, you get 3 gold from Rhodes, which is ridiculously generous, but whatever. Meanwhile, Flynn, you're only able to get 5 copper on top, because you're doing you're doing a decent job of waiting tables, but there's not as many to wait, so
yeah,
you don't. It's not a slow night, but it's not a fast night, so it's just not as many people giving out tips. But Oona, you do catch a guy sitting near the stage, looking at you a little bit enviously, and you note that he has an instrument case. Looks like it might be for a flute with him, and he is definitely listening to you. He is a human man of average height, pale skin, tousled brown hair that falls just short of his shoulders. He has a pair of thin glasses and a very thin goatee that looks like he trims it very closely. Square jaw, slim build. He is wearing a black coat over a red shirt with denim pants. And
he's really going for a look, isn't he?
He's obviously a bard. The aesthetic is key.
Yes. So he
goes on Yield Reddit.
Really? Anyway, I'm going to cut that out of the recording because fuck you.
That's fair.
The rest of the recording is just chanting the old Reddit.
Anyway, the dude is splitting his time between listening to you, Oona, and writing notes on might be a journal or something like that. As he's kind of sulkily drinking.
Okay. Then when I finished my performance, I would join that dude at his table.
He looks up, gives you a nod and a smile, and says, "You're good. You're very good."
And how good are you, sir?
Apparently not as good as I thought. It's been
Rhodes is watching all this.
It's been a bad day. So why are you, not meaning any offense or anything, but why are you playing here of all places? You could be doing a lot better.
It was a nice place to have a room. It's where the stories are at.
Alezi's moving closer to this table as she sees her good friend Oona talking to a stranger.
Alright, so...
Everybody's got the stranger danger signals going on.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Green light.
It's just a dude!
Well, we already established that Alezi kind of looks out for Oona back in the arena, so...
Anyway, as Oona says something about the stories being here, he gives kind of a snorting laugh and goes, "You have not been in Leyline very long, have you?"
No, only a few weeks, I think.
Alright, well, let me give you a little hint. This is not where the stories are. The question is, are you willing to pay for stories with stories?
That depends on who I'm talking to.
Right, I guess that's been rude of me. Hi, my name's Carl, and he extends a hand to shake.
Fuck you, his name is not Carl.
His name is not Carl.
I don't understand what the objection to the name Carl is. I am honestly...
Carl with a K, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's spelled with a K.
That's more stylized.
But I honestly do not understand what the amusement is here.
That is not a fantasy name. No, I'm joking.
This is not a...
Chad.
This is not...
It's
this is not a medieval setting.
like
I said fantasy.
named Chad, okay?
That might happen. This is not a medieval setting.
I said fantasy.
There, you will find people whose name is Ben. The guy is at the table, at the bar, giving you people places to...
It's
Then why?
Benjamin!
Carl's just a funny name. I didn't think it was a fantasy. It's just a funny name. It's like right under Keith. If we meet someone named Keith, I'm fucking out.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying the image is funny.
Okay.
Dear listeners, this is the kind of bullshit I put up
You're the reason we have listeners, okay?
with. Anyway, yes, his name is Carl. Fucking deal with it.
Carl with a K.
Yes, it has a K, okay? I gave him that.
But not where you think.
Anyway, he has extended a hand to shake after saying his name is a perfectly normal name.
Oona shakes his hand. Hi, I'm the Oona.
Good to meet you, Oona. Right, so, little hint for you. Have you ever heard of Busker's Row?
Have I ever heard of Busker's Road?
If you had, you would not be here, so the answer is no.
Am I close enough to hear this conversation?
Yes.
Have I heard of Busker's Row?
Yes, everyone else can roll history checks.
I mean, I've heard of it, but Alezi might have.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah. I've only been in the city for like a year.
Flynn got a 21.
What the
I got a
fuck?
7, so probably not.
Why does Flynn know so much?
Flynn's streetwise, so this actually makes a bit of sense that Flynn would know.
I'm sure Flynn has hung out with some bards in time.
Yeah. So, everyone else, I need you to mute.
Okay, bye. You probably love this, don't you?
Alright, so, Busker's Row. It is also known as Yordell's Lane. Yordell being a song mage of some fame. Lots of stories associated with Yordell. You could almost make something up and it would probably fit. He is that kind of figure of folklore. So, it is a place that is known for bards who go out and do busking. But unlike your standard busking practices, a lot of the bards here are actually looking for a noble patron. So, yeah, this is a place that is a known convergence points for musicians and performers who are looking to get into high society performances. It is also known as a place where there are a lot of kind of bohemian style gatherings of very weird people doing weird artsy things, basically. You might have a more eloquent way of putting it, but that's still the reality of it. There are a lot of restaurants and taverns that specialize in the kind of food that the nobility would appreciate, but is still affordable by people who are busking on the street for money. And they are often meeting places for people who are looking for pay places. And so, yeah, that's what's going on at Busker's Lane.
Cool.
Any questions?
Was it Busker's Lane or Busker's Row?
Busker's Row, Yordell's Lane. I got that mixed up, sorry.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
So Carl, which is a completely fucking normal name, has just mentioned Busker's Row.
No, I can't say I've ever heard of it.
You need to get there yesterday. Yeah. What, like this is, as far as Shadeside goes, this is a nice place, but man, you could be doing so much better. Look, it's over in the south of Market District, and he gives you directions. So you need to go there, and you need to do some playing. You're not going to stand out yet, but once you figure out the atmosphere and all the expectations that's going on in there, I bet you could find a patron or something. Like, you're good enough that I think you could.
That would be nice.
And if it's stories you're looking while you're there, you need to visit the Spreading.
What's the Spreading Rumor?
At first blush, it's just a tavern, like any other. But certain aspects of the clientele there are interesting. Like I said, you can find any story you want there. Some of them are even true, but you have to pay in stories. If you want to get drinks there, then your coins are good. But if you want anything else, coins are not going to get you very far.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he's being straight with me?
Yes, you can.
Cool. She fails it. Is he being gay with her?
I mean, that's a possibility anyway.
Yeah. Can I roll a sexuality check?
I think that's just an insight.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, so that's a natural 20. Do you really have no insight mod? Oh yeah, you can't do that.
She's
Okay.
got no insight. I forgot this now.
Alright, right, so that's still a natural 20 on your insight, so you think he's being honest, but he's also hiding some frustration of some sort. Like, he was displeased with his situation before he started talking.
Okay. It sounds like a nice place, but if it's such a good place to be, why aren't you there? Why are you over here at the shady side?
His eyes struck out real hard. How to put it? I mean, you'll figure it out if you go there, but, if you tell your story at the Spreading Rumor, and you don't get what you were looking for out of it, then that story's no good. It's hard to explain, but that name, Spreading Rumor, is apt. I went there looking for something, and I thought I had what I needed, and I didn't, and I don't know what to do now.
Well, since you've helped me, maybe I can help you. Depending on what you're looking for, of course.
I appreciate the offer, but it's private. It's already embarrassing enough to go to the Spreading Rumor and share my secrets.
I mean, if you've already said it once, what harm is it going to be to tell somebody who probably is going to find it out anyway?
It's not going to do any harm, I guess, but it's not going to do me any good either. I don't want to talk about it. It'd be nice to see someone make it, you know?
So, were you trying to... Well, hold on. When you say make it, do you mean just patrons, or...?
I don't know what I mean. Just do better than what I did, I guess. It's like, I'm kind of... I don't know.
Can I roll persuasion to get him to tell me?
You can.
Okay. 23.
Wow. So, how do you persuade him?
Hold on, I gotta think about this. If you tell me what's going on, I'll take you on stage with me for one song. And we'll see how well you can really do.
He raises an eyebrow at that. Considers it. He goes...
Oh,
what?
I just thought I should have challenged him to a musical contest. It's fine. That would have been way more interesting.
Oh well.
You also could have told him about the your own failures with a mimic.
No.
So now I have to figure out what his secret was.
I knew it!
Yeah.
I'm like, he's old, but he doesn't have anything.
No. I have a vague idea that I need to flesh out a little more for a 23, because it was...
Yeah, I was gonna say, Una's like the worst person to have an NPC who doesn't have a motivation already.
Yeah. This is my fault. This was me fucking up, and it's fine. So he ponders for a minute and goes, "It's a family curse sort of deal. I can't use magic, at least not the same way that most people. And I was hoping that there are folks at the Spreading Rumor that knew a way to fix it, and I couldn't find it. So there, that's my secret."
Pretty shitty bard.
Well, okay. So first of all, there's bard as in a person who plays music,
Yeah,
and
I know.
then there's
I just wanted
songmate.
to say that.
And second of all, being unable to use magic in this society is a super big deal. It would have a lot of the same social stigma as like learning this. So there are a lot of reasons for him to want to keep that to himself. And he of course lowered his voice so no one else heard that but Oona. Just to be clear. But yeah, that was his thing.
That's a serious curse. And nobody in your family can use magic at all?
None of the men. Did you actually snicker at that?
Yeah.
I was holding back. I was gonna snicker.
Oh, the glare. Oh, the glare you get.
Oona, why? He trusted you.
Yeah, and at that, he's like, you know what? I don't want to be on stage. And he gets up to head to the bar.
No, wait.
What?
I'm serious. Sit back down.
What? He does not sit down. He just goes, but he is waiting.
Why did you think they would be able to tell you at the Spreading Rumor?
Because there are people. Like, if it can be known, then there are two places that it's known. It's known at the Spreading Rumor, and it's known at the Timeless Tomes. And I am not gonna get to the second one not being being the way I am. You can roll a history and or arcana check for Timeless Tome.
Is he still speaking low?
I would say that the others can hear this.
Okay.
I know it hasn't been established, but while Flynn is waiting tables, he's been eavesdropping on this, so he's been picking up parts of the conversation.
I think that's fair.
Alezi doesn't know anything.
Nope.
Oh, Flynn does.
Oona, I'm going to say you get advantage on this because this is the kind of thing that a bard should know.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you!
Wow, okay. So that was first a natural 1 and then a natural 20. So, yeah.
And
Rhodes,
Flynn also got a natural 20.
Yes, that's correct. Has Rhodes rolled?
Wait, I'm sorry.
It was
History or Arcana.
Yeah, one or the other.
What are we rolling for? I didn't hear.
The Timeless Tome.
That's something somebody said.
Yes, that's
Yes.
something
Yeah.
Carl said.
How did I miss that?
It's apparently a place.
History or Arcana?
One or the other.
It literally doesn't matter, so...
Just roll then. Alright, so, Alezi, you don't know shit, so go ahead and mute.
Bye-bye.
Later. Okay, so, all that Rhodes would know, and the others know this as well, is that it's a legendary place that is associated with knowledge. Supposedly that it's a place you can go to learn something that you can't learn anywhere else. And that's all Rhodes would actually know. Alright, Rhodes is already down, so cool. You two would have, for your own reasons, perhaps, specifically have researched this with a natural 20. The proper name of this is the Archive of the Timeless Tomes. And it is supposedly a nexus of all information that has ever been learned that pops in and out of existence somewhere in the Jegan Mountains. It is a dungeon where the truly desperate can go to learn something, and it's the thing about it is most people who seek it out either never find it or never come back. However, it is a place that exists. You do know of some people who have gone there and found out something important, and most of them have actually shared that information. For example, something like 500 years ago, there was a dwarven adventurer whose lover ended up infected with lycanthropy. That is, he had become a were-rat. And so she went into the Timeless Tomes to find out about an antidote. And she emerged with knowledge about the anti-lycanthropic properties of silver and the belladonna. Unfortunately, though she experienced being in there for a matter of weeks, relative to the rest of the world, she had been in there for over a decade. Her husband had long since succumbed to lycanthropy and had to be put down because of it. So people go in there and they lose time. But other people have come out completely driven mad, and it seemed like they had been in there for maybe a week or two, but they came out aged decades. So it's an extreme risk, to say the least, to seek out the Timeless Tome. But, again, there is supposedly no limit to the knowledge that one can gain by going. Do you have questions?
Where you said it was in the Jagan Mountains?
Yes. They are the mountain range to the east of Elven. It is above the dwarven nation of Cain. It is known as the dwelling of the friendly Goliath people and the less friendly mountain giants.
North of Cain. Okay.
Above Cain, not north of
Oh,
Cain.
above Cain.
Yeah, as an altitude.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cain is underground.
And you described it as a dungeon. Is it like a changing dungeon?
Yes.
Like from what other people have described it?
Yes, it is definitely, like, the records that have come out about it don't ever match up. So, it is a dungeon that is somehow morphic in form.
And somehow out of time?
Yes.
I think that's the end of all my questions.
Okay.
I'm good.
Alright, we are done.
Hello.
And now we're back into Dungeons and Dragons, where Carl has literally spilled his guts. Well, not literally, figuratively. Figuratively is the correct word.
That spilled his guts. Okay, and the last thing you said was they were either in the spreading rumor or the Timeless Tomb. Tome.
Yes.
The Timeless Tomb would be a very different place.
Yes.
The Timeless Tomb might hold the Timeless Tome.
The Timeless Tomb might be where we're going to fight Vecna.
I hope not.
Anyway, Carl still looks very displeased with you.
I made you an offer, and I will I keep my word, Carl. Come on stage with me. Let's see what you can do.
Alright. Fine. He, is definitely not in the right mindset for performing, but he seems like he's going to do what he can anyway. He takes out his flute, and it is old, beat up, and even when it was brand new, it was low quality. This is not the instrument of a master, but it's still something. So you two get up on stage and perform. How are you going to do this? Like, what's your approach to this situation, Oona?
Okay, well, I'm going to use my ruan, which is my lute type instrument, and I want to initially let him set the pace to see what he can do, but then I want to try and make him pick it up and really push him.
Okay.
So basically, if he makes a performance check, I want to try to assist him with that performance check.
Okay. So we'll say that's him making an assistant performance. So, you can definitely tell that you are the more skilled musician. And he, between his not bad but not great skill and his lackluster instrument, you definitely end up having to pick up some slack for him. He definitely needs the help. Without you there, he probably would not have performed very well. But, with some assistance from you to keep him from basically going on tilt and just walking off without finishing the performance, he's starting to mess up, and you're able to cover for him. And even with that, he only manages a slightly above average performance.
Okay. So, we just finish our performance then?
Yeah.
Alright. Then once we're done, we'll go sit back down.
Yeah. You guys get a couple of people clapping in appreciation at the performance, but there's somewhat of an air of who the hell is this guy?
That's why I went on stage with him.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been much worse without your help, definitely, but it still was not great.
Do you feel better?
Not really.
Then I don't know if I can help you with this problem.
No.
But you've helped me.
You probably can't.
But you've helped me, and the least I can do is see if I can't find this information out for you.
If you find anything, I'd be grateful, but I don't expect you to be able to.
Well, I guess we'll see, won't we?
I guess.
And then I want to challenge him to Tiddlywinks.
Are you being serious right now?
It is literally the only bar game I know.
You have a set on you?
No, Tiddlywinks is a Nita set because it's a bar game. You could use the coasters or even coins.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
He seems entirely uninterested.
Like, I tried.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for trying, I guess, but I think I'm going to get a room and get out.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Are you staying in here for a while?
Not for long. It's too expensive for me. I gotta get out of Leyline.
Did I catch Carl's last name?
No, you didn't
Damn.
give it.
It was with a K.
I hope we don't have any more fights, because I feel like
I'm attempting to kill Scott with my mind right now. Anyway, well, so Carl excuses himself and heads upstairs. The night is winding down, and if you guys want, you could convene to speak as a group at this point.
Alezi will come over to Oona's table while she's still sitting down and kind of drape herself over the back of one of the chairs, arms crossed. Like, so who was that?
Rhodes was already nearby, so he's gonna sit down.
I need to know how Rhodes sits down. It's very important to me.
Oh,
very proper.
Probably just kind of like slides out a table, slides to the side of it, and scooches himself up.
That sounds reasonable. His name's Carl. I don't want to really call him a bard because he's not that great.
He kind of looked like a wet blanket. Kind of sounded like one too.
Not wrong.
Sounded sad.
He was sad. Had some family issues.
Wet blankets are pretty sad.
I'm gonna say right quick. Flynn is sitting at the next table over. He's listening, but he's like anxious about joining the group.
Is he behind us, or is he like to the side?
To the side.
Okay, then
He's just kind of quietly listening.
Oona turns to Flynn. If you're going to eavesdrop, at least eavesdrop at the table. And I want to try and make him come over.
What did he want?
No, I'm serious, Flynn. You have to sit over here if you're going to do this.
Scott?
I'm thinking about what I want to do.
Okay. It was just eerily quiet.
We thought you cut out for a second. I thought I cut out for a second.
Yeah, I'll sit down, but I'm not looking at anyone.
That's fine.
He was just... Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright.
So what did he want?
Didn't really want anything. He was just stopping in.
Did you know him?
No, I've never met him before today.
It looked to me like Oona's the one that initiated the conversation.
Yes,
I mean...
I was staring at her for a while before that.
Well, I was on stage.
A lot of people are staring at Oona, if you catch my drift.
Not the way he was.
Oona looks vaguely confused. Well, yeah, I was on stage. You're going to watch the musician while they're on stage. Or bard. It's only polite.
If he's trying to be worth his salt at being a bard, he was probably trying to get some pointers.
Kinda, sorta. He did give me a really good tip, though. Have either of you ever heard of Busker Street?
No.
Busker's Row?
I have.
Not. Oh, what is it, Flynn?
Basically a place, just lots of street musicians. Looking for best place for street musicians, basically.
Huh. Sounds like a good place for Oona.
I think it might be a good place to earn some extra coins when I'm not here. I don't make a lot during the day.
You're above the quality of common street musician, though.
I mean, I've never played on the street, so I couldn't argue with you, I guess.
It's more complicated than that. It's like they're rich assholes who wander those streets and look for people to sponsor.
Ah, so all the musicians there are kind of looking for patrons.
Yeah.
I think Oona's good enough to get a patron.
I mean, I certainly hope so. I think it would help me be able to pick up more stories too, because nobles are always having parties. Nobles like to gossip too. It would certainly give me more of an opportunity to find out more about Leyline.
So are you going to go?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's at least worth a look. I've only been here for a few weeks, and I still haven't seen. Honestly, the parts of the city I've seen are questionable. Sunny side's nice. Shady side's much nicer now. Shady.
Well,
much nicer now after seeing the drain.
If you want company, I'll tag along.
I mean, only if you want to, because I know.
Well, I don't want you going anywhere alone.
Thank you.
Rhodes just looks around looking to be invited.
What about you, Rhodes? Would you like to go as well?
When would you be going?
I don't know. Alezi, are you working tomorrow?
Well, I can always tell Ben that I'm taking off.
Oh, well, I don't want to put you out some coins.
It's worth noting, you guys work into the evening.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we could go in the morning.
Well, unless he gave you directions, none of us know how to get to this place, and
He did give
Alezi.
you
Oh, okay.
And I think Flynn would know.
That was the way of Alezi hinting that Flynn should speak up and say if he's going or not.
I guess if you guys will have me.
We'd love to have you, Flynn.
Rhodes frowns at that.
Rhodes doesn't want you.
It's like, oh, and by the way, some of that glass I picked up from the cult thing. I had it examined by an alchemist. It's Evan glass.
Who's Evan?
Oh my god.
It's not a who, it's a what. That crazy glass stuff that we saw in the well and the drain that was messing with all of our magics. I think I don't have any way of looking for an origin, but it's sort of. Sorry, hold on. I gotta find my notes because I wrote. It's basically. Rhodes, you've been in a lot of healing houses. You've heard of ivory glass, right?
You'd have at least heard the name, but beyond that, I would say you need a Arcana.
I can do that.
So with a 15, you are aware that ivory glass is basically glass that has been made from sand that is a positive energy. It has properties that promotes healing without. It doesn't heal by itself, but it makes healing applied from elsewhere a little more effective. It also promotes a feeling of serenity and wholeness. All you do is shine mundane light through the ivoriness, and it has that property. It's often used in temples and the like to promote a feeling of wholeness and.
Cool. Yes, of course, I've heard of ivory glass.
Well, this stuff is like the opposite of it. It's not for healing or serenity. It's for disease and egging on the undead.
So pretty much what we saw.
Yeah, but I know we don't particularly want to deal with this cult, but I'm sure, I don't know, it bothers me that it's down there, but we don't know how long it's been down there, because none of the police seem to know it was there.
Well, for now, we're not a part of the situation anymore, so there's no sense in worrying about it at the moment.
I suppose not. I think I'll probably talk to Williams if she drops in and let her know what I found out about that glass, if she doesn't know it already.
Yeah, I tried to see if she was there at the department, but she was out doing work, so maybe she'll come in and catch us up on what happened to Gregon and the situation in the well.
Well, hopefully. I also hope they don't let Gregon out of jail.
Well, at the moment, there's gonna be some very serious questioning, no matter what. And, he'll also be on suicide watch. So, I don't think he's gonna get out anytime soon.
And he is part of the nobility. If they want him out of jail, there are ways.
That's true. What kind of family, does Gregon belong to?
Flynn tells her a little bit about what he knows of the stone kilns.
Does he think that they'd be the type to just get Gregon out of jail no matter what?
I think that, I don't know. I knew Gregon and his brother and his sister, and I never really knew his parents that well, but I
well,
think
do you know
I
if
think
they got him out of trouble all the time?
that that's par for the course with nobility, and I don't know if it would be that this is a whole other ball field, and
Even if he's gotten in trouble before, I doubt it's been trouble like this.
Still, I was just asking. I didn't know how close Flynn was to the family.
I would like to say, out of character, right quick, that I think that if it's okay with you, Docs, these words that they're all saying are mirroring a lot of what Flynn has gone through, and I think they need to make insight checks or something.
If you would say, like, if you're saying that he's not, like, what are you saying here? That he's not being,
I'm saying that I'm saying that Gregon, the matter of whether or not a noble's parents will help someone out of big trouble like this,
okay.
it's conducive to if the parents actually care about the child.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that does, I do see I think I see where you're at. So, yeah, go ahead and roll. Are you asking for you to roll an insight on Gregon's parents, or for
them to roll an insight on me, because the words are affecting Flynn right now. And I make
Alezi cannot roll today? Yeah.
And Flynn rolls deception against that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oona and Rhodes notice it.
Yeah, so Oona and Rhodes, you note that the way this conversation is going is making Flynn, it seems to be affecting Flynn more personally than you'd expect. Like, there's something else going on.
Well, how are you doing, Flynn? You said Gregon was a friend of yours. How do you feel since he joined his death cult?
Well, he's no friend of mine anymore, but I knew his brother and his sister quite well as well, and I hope they're not in the same trouble, is all I think.
Well, if you're still attached to parts of the family, I've still got his maul up in my room, and I noticed that the family crest is on it. You might want to hand that over to him if you see him again.
Sure, I might. I don't know if I will, but...
Rhodes
I just wanted to let you know. I mean, I'm not gonna hawk it, because that would be a really bad thing to attempt. So, it's just up there if you want it.
Rhodes is just looking for an opportunity to pull Flynn aside.
I think you're kind of dodging the question, though, Flynn, because you kept calling him your friend right up until we got into that room.
Well, I mean, obviously, he's not gonna feel the same way about him. The guy was going to kill us.
Yeah, but it's not healthy to keep this kind of thing bottled up inside.
You think he wants to talk about it?
I mean, I'm trying to make sure yes, I do think he wants to talk about it.
Oh yeah, out in the open with everybody. Okay.
Not in the middle of the bar. I'm sorry, not in the middle of everything.
That's what Alezi was getting at.
Rhodes is still looking for an opportunity to talk to Flynn one-on-one.
Well, this part of the conversation aside, I guess we know what we're doing tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, if you guys are still willing to come. What about you, Flynn? You're still good to go?
Sure, why not?
So is anybody going to do any? First of all, are Oona and Alezi going to give Rhodes an opportunity to speak with one of them?
Yeah, Alezi was just going to take her leave after the conversation quieted down. So
yeah, Oona heads out too, but she pats Flynn on the shoulder as she goes.
Right. No, normally Flynn would have gotten up by now, but he knows that he needs to talk to each of these people individually, and he knows Rhodes is probably going to be the first one, so he knows this is coming and he's not avoiding it.
Rhodes kind of sighs and folds his arms on the table and says, "Are you okay talking here, or is there somewhere else you belong?"
Depends on what you're going to say, I guess.
I'm gonna get a little personal, but nothing needed.
As long as it doesn't get too loud. Right here's fine.
I'm worried about you. I misspoke down in the well earlier, and wasn't really given an opportunity to speak with you after we left Lino's tavern. But
I misspoke as well when I said it doesn't matter what happens to me. It does matter what happens to me. I don't want to die, if that's what you're getting at. I don't want to die.
I don't think you do.
That's the one thing I don't want. But I already have my foot 3 feet deep in being a thief and a liar and almost a murderer now. So me being able to to pick who and where I enter, how and where I enter this industry for good. I don't regret offering my services to Lionel. I don't. That's the one thing I don't regret. I still think I was right on that choice. And maybe I was a little bit harsh with you, but I also don't think that you offering your services was the right choice either. And I was harsh about that, and I apologize, but I still think that you should have offered that as an extra thing or show good faith or something, because whatever he's going to have you do, it's not what you were thinking it was going to be. And while I think I can handle that because I'm already headed that way, I'm not sure you can. And bringing someone down with me that's the second thing that I don't want.
Road size. First off, I'm an adult and I can make my own choices. I wanted to help you, and so I did. He didn't look like he was going to take just your services, so I offered mine, of my own volition, and you can't take that on your shoulder. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. When we work with you, it's teamwork. It's not about all of us remaining shiny heroes while you take all the punches, the blows, all the soul tarnishes. You can't think of yourself like that. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I can't tell you what to do.
I might be, it's hard to see what you do from what people see of you from an outside perspective, but
I can tell you what I see.
I don't think, and maybe I do too much, but I don't think I try to do everything. I let you take the lead when we were talking to the Reavers. I let Alezi take the lead when we were in battle.
I'm not saying...
Oona did a lot too.
I'm saying you're trying to reserve all the soul-tainting, uncomfortable things for yourself. Just like you did Lionel, just like you tried to do down in the well. I'm just...
What, going down the dark hallway first?
Without somebody there next to you? Yes.
Alezi can't do that because she doesn't have dark vision. Oona can't do that because she works best at range. And you're the one who keeps us all together. Yes. You know what happens when I faint or get knocked out? That's called a Tuesday. And everyone says, oh, there goes Kooky Flynn again. What happens when you get knocked out? When you get knocked out, we're all doomed. Because Oona has like one thing of healing and we have like 3 potions among us, and I don't want to be dispensable or anything. I don't see myself that way, but going down the dark hallway in stealth or whatever, that's what I do. That's my job. That's my role in this team. Taking all the bad stuff, yes, that's something I do need to work on, but I don't think going down the dark hallway first is a mistake. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
I'm frustrated that you went somewhere that I couldn't reach you quickly.
But if you had been there, you'd have taken acid in the face too. I know the point is that none of us take acid in the face, but every single person in this group has been guilty at one time or another of acting without thinking. And there are always going to be mistakes that are made.
I don't want you being overly concerned about dragging the rest of us through mud. This is mostly about the bar. I don't know what your past is, and I'm not going to ask. I know I heard your real name, and I'm not going to refer to you as such. It's a dead name as far as I'm concerned, until you tell me otherwise. But you're not cursed. You're not marked for death. Unless you are. I actually don't know. I would just hope you
not death. Not death. Well, maybe. Depends on who caught me.
Alright. Have I made myself clear?
I think so. I regret a lot of things, and I will be better about, and I will try to be better about letting you all take action too, but letting myself pick where I go in an inevitable path it's the one thing I don't regret. It was a choice that I needed.
Alright. And I'm sorry for yelling at you in the well. I was scared.
I'm sorry for snapping at you.
Let's make a pact to have more open dialogue from now on. I make it actually my business to try and be open and honest with my feelings. And I can't request the same thing with you, but I can hope.
I can't really try that with old feelings, but I can maybe do that with new feelings.
Rhodes shakes his head. That's fine. Like I said, your past is your past. Alright. I feel better. What are you doing?
I'll get there.
He chuckles a bit at that. Alright. I guess I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Good night, Flynn.
Good night, Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Alright. Flynn, are you going to look for more conversations at this point? Because I know you said you wanted to talk to everyone.
Not with Oona, but I think I want to go talk to Alezi.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck
Alright.
Oona.
Yeah, fuck you. Okay, Oona, I guess you could go fuck off.
No, I was... But before you posted that message in the chat, Oona, I was already not going to talk to you today. I was going to talk to you tomorrow. But Alezi has been the main one I've been wanting to talk to.
I'm still mortally offended.
It has nothing to do with you saying that you're going to ask about my name. Because
No,
I know
you're fine.
that's coming from someone eventually.
You're fine.
Oona has been the more curious one, so...
Yeah, it makes sense. And for listeners, Oona was typing stuff in Discord while that was going on. You will probably hear the message beep. Anyway, so, Flynn, I guess you're going to head up to Alezi's room?
Yeah, and I knock on the door.
Alright. Alezi was just getting ready to go to bed. She opens the door. She was kind of disheveled because she was taking off her clothes, but everything's covered.
Roll for initiative.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, sure, I guess. She opens the door more and just kind of motions him in.
Do I see the whatchamacallit?
The mall?
She took the mall, yeah.
The mall? It would just be, like,
Yeah, Darth Maul's there.
they were having a serious conversation about body
This
tattoos.
is Pony Hawk Pro
Anyway.
Skater too.
The mall's just kind of propped up, by the dresser. It's not hidden away or anything.
Okay, so you notice that Flynn looks at it for a second and then turns back to you, and I have to apologize. I think especially to you.
Wow.
I've been selfish and self-absorbed and so caught up in my own problems that I wasn't really noticing how my actions were affecting others, and I think that especially took a toll on you.
Yeah, you could say that. Look, I like that you try to carry your weight. You doing the sneaky shit when I can't, and not putting Oona at risk because she's squishier than you. It's very helpful. But you were thinking solo in that fight with the flesh golem. You took a chance that put me in a really bad position. And that's not being a team player. Not even thinking about that risk. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but that was not one of those times.
That moment, along with seeing Gregon and everything that he was doing, you know what it made me realize? My life could be a lot worse. Everything that I'm going through seems tiny now by comparison, and I can't change overnight. No one can, but remember what I said to Gregon? I said, and what Ben said to me?
Yeah, I remember.
I want to be that person who's worthy of that third chance.
I'm going to roll an insight, because Alezi would just be suspicious of how genuine he is being. This is just a character move, not meta.
Oh,
That's
you don't
a
need
13.
you never need my permission to roll dice.
Do I roll anything against that?
She is just checking to see how genuine he is, so.
I mean, we could do persuasion if he's being genuine, or deception if he is not.
Persuasion 11.
Okay, so both of those are above 10. So I would say that Alezi, you get the impression that he's being fair, like this seems pretty legit. Maybe there's something held back, you're not sure, but he's definitely not being dishonest.
Right. So she's gonna take a sigh and kind of fold her arms, thinking to herself, and she's finally gonna say, "Alright, I understand wanting to change yourself for the better. Believe me, I understand more than you probably think. So, I'm willing to give you that chance. That being said, how that all went down in the well, the trust, I can't give you automatic trust. I'm not going to be able to rely on you in a battle as much as I should be able to rely on you right now. You're gonna have to earn that back."
How about I start with this? My name isn't Flynn. My name is Halathon Venmire.
Yeah, that's right. That's what, Gregon called you. Well, not the last name. Can I, would that be a history check to see how well known that name is?
I'll say it's a history check with disadvantage.
She wouldn't know my name, but she might know the Venmires.
Yeah,
Venmire is a name all I was...
And I think it's a stretch that she would know it, so disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a...
I would have gotten a nat 20, but, I had disadvantage, so I got a crit fail. Okay,
yeah, the dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Yeah.
They take away a lot more, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you know nothing.
Like, alright, are there reasons...
If you wanna ask me anything, right now, I will answer it 100% truthfully.
Alright, so, why are you in hiding, I guess?
Remember that time when we were at Murdoch Megalender's house and I stole that book?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I did that a lot as a kid. And basically, my family are kind of nobility in Trillendor. And getting into trouble now and then, they'd always bail me out. Or I could bail myself out with words or something. And I like to press my luck a lot. And one day, I pressed it too hard. And then my father wouldn't bail me out that time. And I ran.
Uh-huh. So, basically, people are still after you.
Yes. And until that point where I saw Gregon, I was terrified of facing someone who knew my past. But now I know it's something that I have to face. And you said downstairs that I was connected to the family and I might give them all back or whatever. And I said that I didn't know if I would, but yes, I'm very likely going to. That's what I was talking about with Williams, talking to Gregon's father, and I need to talk to him.
All right.
And I don't know what that will mean for me from that point on.
Okay. So, the brother and sister, they know you. Are they gonna know you're on the run?
I don't know. Gregon seemed to know for some reason, but I hadn't seen him for a long time before that.
Alright. Well, when you go to return them all, don't go alone, alright?
Okay.
Take me or Rhodes, someone. At least one of us. 'Cause you getting...
Can it be you?
Yeah, sure. It can be me. That's fine. You getting taken back to Trollendor, that doesn't do any of us any good.
Rhodes is a very nice person, and I respect them a lot, but I don't know that I trust them well enough yet to tell them all this.
There is a very questioning look on Alezi's face. Because she's thinking, wait, he trusts me more than Rhodes? What the fuck? She just kind of gives the solemn nod. He's like, alright, I get it. You haven't known them that long. I've known Rhodes since I was a kid. I trust him completely. But, yeah, we've been talking about earning trust. I get it.
Is there anything else that you want to know?
I guess, how intent are you on sticking with us?
As long as you'll have me.
She just nods to that. Like, alright. Why don't you go and get some rest? We'll talk about taking them all back later.
Okay. Do you want to keep it in here, or should I take it?
I'll keep it. You don't need to be looking at it, getting all your emotions wound up or anything.
Okay.
Just as he's leaving, she just goes, alright, why me?
We're probably more alike than you think.
She looks confused by that, but she doesn't respond, just letting him leave.
And when Flynn gets to his room, he's going to start cleaning up the mess that is still there. And while he does that, he's going to be thinking about what he's going to say to Oona tomorrow. And then he's going to go to bed.
Alright. If no one else has anything else to add, I'm going to say that's a good place to wrap up.
Alright. Yay!
Yay! Feelings and emotions.
Woohoo!
How many of them?
I'm really into the last part. Me and Renee just kind of like peanut gallerying it out in the chat.
I have been purposefully not looking at that.
No, Killjoy. For listeners, we were kind of making snide comments, like me being fake insulted that Flynn doesn't trust Rhodes, the most open of books.
We were a great peanut gallery.
Well, that got intense.
Yeah.
Alezi has never talked about emotions more in her life.
Rhodes definitely has. That's his.
I would say that's a regular thing for Rhodes.
It's by definition kind of his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the listeners, just how many, deep conversations there are this episode. When Alezi and I started talking, and it got, oh no, Rhodes is gonna have 2 of these. I need to give that boy, some cotton candy or something.
For what it's worth, I'm very
job.
strongly
I don't know.
considering splitting this into 2 episodes just because it's so much longer than what we've done before.
We did
Yeah.
have a nice break, so it probably...
Yeah, I'm
You
not
probably
sure
did.
about that yet because, again, the break, there's a fair bit of bullshit I'm going to be cutting out.
Howard.
Not Carl with a K.
So let's more subject. I thought about being a complete dick and having Oona just, knock on Flynn's door. She's like, nope, we're having it out right now. And I was like, no, that's too much. Too much.
Renee and I were also talking that we keep meaning to do something with Rhodes and Oona, and it just keeps not happening. They're like the 2 people who won't talk for some reason.
It does.
Even
It
though
does
that's,
keep happening.
It's like the one thing I wanted going into this campaign, and we just keep not doing it.
Well, I think you'll have an opportunity next session.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that.
I know we did establish Rhodes' canon height now is 6'8", right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was going back and forth between 6'7" and 6'8", but someone insisted.
It's fucking hysterical, okay? Comparatively, you're a full foot taller than technically the second tallest person in the party, and that is hysterical to me.
Rhodes seems like the type that slouches a little bit, so it could be both.
Really?
I don't get that impression at all.
No, he's definitely the kind of person who sits shoulders back, maybe on the balls of his feet a little bit, so he stands just ever so slightly taller.
I think let me try and actor it out right now. Probably sit, legs normal, hands folded together in his lap.
Yeah, I've always imagined him, just holding himself very proper.
Yeah, not exactly military and not exactly nobility, more like I'm caring for my spine.
I always assumed it was because since his mother is a priestess of the mother, I just assumed she'd be like, no, etiquette. I'm sending you to etiquette classes, every single one of you.
Yeah, he definitely knows his dinner course.
Young ladies do not cross their knees.
I'm glad Flynn and I finally had that conversation though, because it's been on Scott and I's mind for a while now.
Yeah, when Red said back then, is he trying to kill himself? That ate away at me because that's not the direction that I want Flynn to be going.
Yeah, Scott, can I talk about, yeah?
You cut out. Talk about what?
No, I didn't want to identify what it was, because, in case you didn't want me to talk about that now.
You can type it out, and if the answer's no, I'll cut it out
Scott?
Yeah, type it out.
Oh,
in private message or something.
yeah.
I thought this was a good episode though. I think, how long did we spend arguing about whether or not Gregon would drown if we took him underwater?
Too fucking long, but I'm completely used to that.
I don't know why we have such a hard time making decisions. And it's something that's really obvious. Just throw him in the water. I don't who cares? It's things that shouldn't really matter, but we just spend so long arguing about it.
That is D&D, okay? It happens.
I mean, yeah, you spent too fucking long on it, and I was getting annoyed. But
That's why I was having Alezi just roll her eyes and going.
Yeah, but I mean that's like you said, that's D&D, and
Yeah.
I was not surprised by it. It's just that's fine.
I just think that's so funny because, like, even when we were going down to the drain, whenever I brought up the fact that it was weird that he would need prostitutes to come, like, he'd have to go to the drain to get prostitutes, and I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense, and we still argued about it. And I was right, by the way. I was right.
You were very right to be suspicious. Alezi is just not the type to be suspicious of that.
Yeah, so I got permission. The night after, Flynn got ass in the face and down in the well and we came in after him, Scott and I had to have a conversation because we had a misunderstanding about, motivations and stuff. And so, I was really, and, we had to we cleared the air, but we had to table some of the majority of the stuff, saying like, this should be in character, since we are having this misunderstanding. And it was fine, it was just, I'm glad it happened finally, because, yeah.
Yeah. And at some point, the figuring out where that line is between should we talk about this out of character and should we hash it out in character is always, that's not always an easy thing to do. And especially when there's a big gap between recognizing that this is a thing that needs to be hashed out, but we decide to hash it out in character, that can take a very long time just because of the nature of Dungeons and Dragons. And the way we have to get scheduled.
Part of the misunderstanding was that it was about that some of it came off as gameplay commentary rather than just character emotions. And yeah, I definitely can remember being in sessions where people use stuff in character to quote unquote call out other people for not playing the way they thought they should play.
Yeah, that's always awkward.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just such a shitty thing to do.
It's reframing this in a way it's a similar situation, but a less charged way. I've often in conversations had to been called out for power gaming because
What's power gaming?
Like God modding DMs?
Yeah, as a player. As a player.
Yeah,
I've been accused of power gaming, which is trying to win D&D, playing it very much more numbers oriented.
Min-maxing your character?
Min-maxing is a totally different thing. A min-max, I play a lot of min-max characters, but there's a level between min-maxing and being a munchkin, which is, again, a terminology that requires some defining that's very much. But what I was trying to get at is, one thing that I've argued for is, so another player would submit a character who is worthless as an adventurer, cannot do basic combat shit, and can't really do much outside of combat. And at some point, that kind of character, I have to go, okay, my character is a competent adventurer. Why would he or she ever go anywhere with that character who would barely make it as a basket? And the line between acting in character and out of character there gets blurry. I think in the same way that some of the stuff that Red was talking about. But I mean, in addition to being fully fleshed out characters, these are supposed to be competent adventurers and competent combatants. And
speak for yourself. I've never done a competent thing in my life.
Well, okay, in theory. But and there's a point where, no, I'm not going to go with this character. This character is not, it's another reason that I hate rolling for ability scores, too. Because there's a lot of times where I've rolled ability scores and looked at them and it's like, this person does not become an adventurer. This person has 1 plus 2, and then, it's just a 14, so I can't get it up to a plus 3. And then the rest of theirs are plus 1 or minus 1. That character does not go out to be an adventurer because they're not exceptional. And, so you can end up rolling a character that I look at and it's like, this, if I want to play this character, they have to be some sort of unhinged in a way beyond what adventurers usually are, because this character is also diving into a situation where they are obviously not suited to be. And, I have a hard time reconciling that, and that's why I just don't roll for stats. it's a parallel situation, but I think the parallels are similar to what was going on. Am I right?
Maybe I zoned out a little bit because it just kept happening.
Wow. Okay. Great. Cool.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm ADHD.
it's
No,
just-
I think it did make a lot of sense why your explanation. It really does.
Anything else about this episode? I'm excited to see.
The DM will notice that while I was telling Alezi most of the truth, I did leave something big out.
yes, you did. I noticed. You didn't have to say it.
I figured it was.
I'm so happy that Flynn likes Alezi. I was so.
Oh, were you touched?
I really like the Rhodes Flynn dynamic because I think it's just so like the miscommunication thing that you guys were talking about just is great from like a story standpoint.
They have a good
It's just
dynamic.
like constantly. Yeah.
Personally, I am so not used to misunderstanding people. No, this isn't like a humble brag or anything like that, but one of my good skills is understanding people and understanding where they come from, and that's something I try and imbue Rhodes with. So when misunderstandings do happen, it's a lot of fun. Emotionally fun, though, which means taxing.
Dots. I would like to do the outro for myself. You guys can keep on, but
No.
Bella's still streaming, and we'd like to start our divinity too.
All right. Cool.
Oh, I want to watch her
Can
play
I just
that
say
too.
one last thing then?
Yeah. Let's just wrap up then.
Wait, one last thing. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say how much I adored the conversation Rhodes and Alezi ended up having. It was out of nowhere, but I think it was one of the best parts of the whole episode.
Yeah, that was kind of charming. They just had it felt very natural to them
Yeah.
and their old rekindling friendship.
Indeed.
Yeah, it felt like one of the most naturalistic things in the episode. It's good.
All right. Let's wrap up. So, let's see. KQ, you're trying to get out of here, so let's start with you.
Okay, hi, this is KQ. I've been playing Alezi the Barbarian for this episode and all the episodes prior. And you can find all my links in the description below to my Patreon, YouTube, and the like. And it's been a pleasure playing.
Indeed. Thanks so much for playing. Go ahead and get ready to do your streaming, I think.
Right, see you guys later.
Take it easy. Who wants to go next?
I will because I actually do want to go watch her stream.
Okay.
Hi, thanks guys. I've been Renee playing Oona. You can find all my links down below, and thanks for listening.
Indeed. Thanks for playing. Take it easy. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna request that Scott goes because I want to go after Scott.
Okay.
I'm Scott. I play Flynn, aka Halathon Venmeyer, the half-elf rogue. And I've, as always, got my webcomic, which is coming off hiatus this Sunday, which means nothing for audio listeners.
It won't mean it
Yeah.
won't be this Sunday for listeners because this is.
But this Sunday for you and Red, because everyone else left already. But yeah, that's it. BetweenTheLinesComic.com, and I've got my Patreon, patreon.com/squirrelbro.
Cool. Red, you want to go next, so go for it.
I did. I have been and will continue to be Red. Like usual, I'm not really doing anything. I started using my Tumblr a bit more in the mornings when I wake up. But, two things I wanted to plug. I think I've just decided that since I don't do much, I'll just use my time to plug things I like. Two things this week. Scott's Comic. I'm one of the patrons of Scott's Comic, and some panels feature a character of mine that I pay him to put in there. But it's honestly great. I love Between the Lines. It's a great story, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Second, Dox and I just started listening to a podcast called Lore, which seems to be about the real stories behind famous myths or locations. It's got a kind of a spooky tinge, and I couldn't sleep last night because of a story that happens near me in the San Juan Islands. So that's my plugs.
Yeah, and Lore is by Aaron Mankey. I guess that's how it's pronounced.
I believe so, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it's good stuff. I've been going through the backlog and enjoying it a lot. Anything else?
That I can think of.
Cool. Well,
Take it away.
I've been Proven Paradox. Hello, I'm the DM. Didn't have as much work to do this week as I usually do, but it was still cool. And I don't really have anything else to promote other than, you've got this on the YouTube channel. Maybe one day it'll be on something else, but for now it's just YouTube. We have our Twitter at RagtagBad, and I've got my own Twitter at Proven_Paradox, and I'm considering starting some stuff up on DM's Guild, but I'm not ready to talk about that quite yet. Hopefully soon. That's
shrimp
it.
dressing.
What?
Shrimp dressing.
I presume that was you intentionally mangling the word interesting.
It combines the word shrimp with interesting.
Right. That makes no sense, and you make me sad. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. Have a good day, or night, or whatever it is. Have a good one. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.